You are looking at the beautiful skyline of Tampa, Florida. It's only April, but there is no spring in Florida. It is already red hot, not just on the beaches, not just on the street, but here inside the ProBox Event Center in Tampa, Florida. The reason for the heat inside is the fights we have on tap tonight. They are scorchers, and we are ready to get started. And we start out with the decorated amateur, Joel Angeloni, the Italian-Cuban, boxed for the Cuban national team, currently undefeated in his pro career. He is aggressive, he is technical. His opponent, Michael Williams, says it's not about technique, it's not about boxing. I'm gonna make it a brawl tonight. It's about my will to succeed. Can he back up his words? That is the question. We also have the first of our Puerto Rico versus Mexico showdowns. Dominic Valle, undefeated, 8-0 as a pro, 6 knockouts, heavy-handed, very, very confident. His opponent, Angel Vasquez, 12-1, come off the first loss of his professional career, looking for a bounce-back performance, both mentally and physically, tonight in the ProBox ring. And our second, Puerto Rico versus Mexico, it is Jaycob Gomez, undefeated southpaw, his 5th time here at ProBox. He has looked absolutely spectacular. His opponent, Jose Arellano, the last time we saw him, his opponent, 6'4". How did he handle that? By bowling forward, making it a close-in fight, uppercuts, body shots, the phone booth kind of fight. It's exactly what we expect in the main event. That's right, it is Angelo Leo versus Eduardo Baez. Last time out, Angelo Leo, a beautiful, ripping body shot knockout. Incredible, got the crowd on its feet. Eduardo Baez, his opponent, didn't talk about his 3rd knockout win in a row that he's seeking tonight. He talked about his physical will to go to war and outlast his opponent.
Good evening, everyone. I am Chris Algieri, and as always, I'm joined by my broadcast partner, 2-time world champion, Paulie the Magic Man Malignaggi. And the new addition to ProBox TV is Mr. Jimmy Smith. Jimmy, welcome to the family. The floor is yours.
Appreciate you guys. Look, there are no phone booths anymore, right? It's 2024, but we can still say phone booth fight, right? That's what we're looking forward to in this main event. Close in, body shots, hooks. Is that how you see it going?
You know what? It's those fights. You know, they say styles make fights, right? And this is one of those fights where both guys look to seek and destroy. Both guys don't know how to do it with skill. It's the ProBox mantra, really. Good fighters and great fights, and this main event tonight is really going to give you some dynamite.
All right, when you look at Angelo Leo and his style, that liver shot last time out, everybody who saw it, felt it. Is that the finish you expect? He said, hey, Baez is vulnerable to that kind of attack.
Well, the thing is, Baez is durable, right? So when you got durable guys, they take a good shot to the head. You might want to try the body. Sometimes that softens them up a little bit. Sometimes you can get a guy who's very durable out with a body shot, or at least start hurting them with a body shot, or debilitating them with a body shot. Listen, Baez likes to give those body shots as well. He likes to be in close. He's going to come get you as well. Leo's one of those fighters who makes it look smooth on the outside, but he also knows how to fight very smoothly, and the punches transition very nicely on the inside as well, which is not easy. Sometimes that inside fighting can get a little sloppy, but Leo's very smooth, and as his knockout in the last fight showed against Plania, he delivered that body shot very, very disguised, very smoothly, and he got the man out of there.
Now, Chris, I got to ask you, momentum, a real thing in sports, especially combat sports. Baez, 2 knockouts in a row heading into this fight, but as we talked about Leo's last time out, he looked spectacular. Momentum-wise, you saw the confidence of Baez walking in. Do you think that's a factor tonight?
I've seen him walking around the campus, man. He looks cool, calm, and collected. I don't think momentum's going to matter one bit with a true pro like Baez. I've had the chance to call a number of Baez's fights in recent past. Even one of those was Enrique Vivas. That fight was an absolute barn burner. Listen, if you want to box, he's going to make you brawl. And if you want to brawl, guess what? He's going to brawl too. So, like, he's perfect for ProBox TV. I love this matchup in the main event. It's an excellent fight. Both guys can really, really bang. Very, very durable, like you said about Baez. Angelo Leo at a very, very high skill level, very good boxing IQ. I'm curious to see how these two can clash.
Yeah, we talk a lot about physical differences throughout this card, Paulie. A lot of the fighters didn't talk about technique. They said, I'm going to outlast the other guy. I'm the guy that when we talk about body shots, when we talk about in-close fighting, I'm going to outwill you. Do you think that's the difference?
Well, a lot of times that can be the difference, and a lot of times in the fights we put on, it's the difference, really. You know, we would talk about a lot of the times, there's not really any B-sides here. You see a lot of upsets here. You see a lot of guys who get brought in, and a lot of times the matchups are so evenly matched, you don't know which corner is going to win. And I think that's why out of all the networks that put on boxing, I think right now we have the best matchups.
And I think that response by them, that speaks to them understanding what this platform is about, what we're all about. Listen, they watch these fights. There's no secret. What these fights look like, that's what you got to bring, because that's what we want.
When you look at the tail of the tape for these fights, it's about everything that is not It's about will and not just skill. Famous Wilson versus Nissan Anderson. They'll be kicking it off for us. Famous Wilson, brought up through the amateur system in New York. My East Coast broadcast partners know about that very, very well. The fire you have to go through. Nissan Anderson, a local fighter here. Crowd going to be on his side. It's all about momentum for him and the upset. Can he pull it off? We'll find out when we come back to ProBox TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your Wednesday night fights? All right, we are going to get the broadcast evening started tonight with a 4-round fight in the super middleweight division. Your judges for this fight, Shami Shipman, Efren LeBron, and Jed O'Connor. And the third person in the ring is your referee, Alicia Collins. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black and silver trunks. He weighed in at 162.8 pounds. His record, 1 win with 5 losses and 1 big win by knockout. Your local boy from Tampa, Florida, please welcome Nissan the Grim Reaper Anderson. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the gold trunks, he weighed in at 164.4 pounds. He is undefeated in his young career. His record, 3 wins with no losses and 2 wins by knockout. From Brentwood, New York, please give it up for Famous Wilson.
Obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Your trunks are a little high, your trunks are good right there. Touch them up if you want to. Thank you.
And we're now back at ProBox TV. You see the ring in front of you. Right now in front of the camera, Famous Wilson in the gold, taking on Nissan Anderson in the black. Super middleweights, 164 pounds are underway. Round number 1.
New York product, Famous Wilson.
Famous Wilson from Deer Park, right around the corner from my parents' house where I grew up.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, Chris, when I was younger, they used to race cars over there at Deer Park.
I haven't been in a while, but they still might.
Let's have those speed cameras there, who knows?
Famous Wilson, of course, came up through an amateur system, very, very decorated. Sparred with the likes of Danny Jacobs to get ready for this. You all know him, outstanding boxer, outstanding technician, undefeated in his young career, 3-0.
Yeah, if you come up through the New York system, you know, there's a lot of competition in those gyms, and you're gonna get that work, and you're gonna realize if you can survive in those New York gyms with all that stiff competition, you might be made for this kind of career.
Both men so far taking their time. The taller Famous Wilson on your left, being very patient.
Yeah, we've had Anderson on our air before. He's not quite a spoiler, but he's a very durable guy. He's tough. He makes it rough in there on the inside. As you can see him chopping away at the midsection of Famous Wilson on the inside.
Yeah, you got to kind of break him down. The Wilson needs to just stick with those basics, stay with that busy jab, kind of just break down Anderson, who was a sturdy, solid guy.
Yeah. Wilson has good height, though. He can use that lead jab, use that boxing skill. Nice overhand right attempt there from Wilson over the top.
Yeah, you saw Anderson trying to time him with the left hook. He's got to shorten that up a little bit if he's going to try to time those shots.
That's going to be a theme tonight, kind of the technician versus the brawler in our fighter meetings. Is almost always one and the other. Some fighters talk about technique, the others talk about the fight they're going to make out of it.
Yeah, that's what ends up happening sometimes. You know, sometimes a fight will debilitate into a brawl. I tell you what, Anderson's trying to come over the top of Famous, but Famous with that good jab, if he mixes it in with some feints, he'll throw off those timing attempts from Anderson. Oh, right hand.
Beautiful straight right hand over the top. I like how he changed it there. Earlier he was throwing it over and looping. That time he straightened it out, landed right on the chin of Anderson.
Yeah, because you get your man backing up with that jab, and then you kind of put him into that path of the straight right hand, and that's what Wilson was able to do a few seconds ago.
Everything comes off that accurate lead jab so far. The jab of famous Wilson, the more accurate of the two.
Good combination to the body by Wilson. That's how you can slow down a sturdy guy like Anderson.
Hey, Wilson doing a good job closing the distance, working behind that left hand. And once he is inside, he's ripping those shots.
Money in the bank, got to put it in early. As you said, Paulie, slows your opponent down. Only a 4-round fight, but putting money in early as closing seconds of round number 1. Take away with a flurry by Nissan Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson, he closed that round exactly the way that we said he would. The way that he fights, he's rough on the inside, he's aggressive, let those hands go, and caught Wilson with a couple good shots right at the close of the round.
You know, is that something you learn, Paulie? You know, later as you have more pro fights, hey, don't take your eye off the ball. Round's not over yet, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, these are the kind of fights, listen, as a prospect, you're expected to win these fights, but it's also how you win, and you also learn to navigate your way through the different rounds in these fights, because learning how to navigate your way through a fight in general is something very, very important that you must learn before you start raising the stakes into more important fights.
Why are you standing on the outside as well?
Heard Nissan Anderson's corner saying, stop staying on the outside with this guy. He's taller, he has a good jab. Get inside. Can he do it as we start round number 2? Famous Wilson in the gold trunks. Nissan Anderson, local fighter here in Tampa, in the black and white.
And as usual on our air, you got to look past the numbers of these guys' records. Anderson is the kind of guy who's going to make you work. And, a little slip there. And if, like you said, Jimmy, if you're not staying focused, a guy like him can get over on you time and time again.
Try to tell beginning fighters, it only gets harder. It only gets tougher from here on out.
I tell you what, I notice Wilson is the one trying to bring the fight to the inside. He's kind of using a touch jab and then working his way inside. So if Anderson wants to work inside, he doesn't have to find Wilson. But Wilson is actually backing up Anderson now. I think he's trying to take that bully approach.
Man, good body work in round number 1. Not afraid of an inside fight.
I like how Wilson is not forgetting the body either. Even though it's early on, it's only a 4-round fight, but he's starting to dig to the body with both hands. Oh, beautiful uppercut to the midsection there by Famous.
Both fighters did some body work. There's a body shot of Famous Wilson. It's a little wince on the face of Anderson.
Oh, good body shot there. You get that snap followed by solid combination there, guys.
And Anderson curling up a bit. Is he bringing that elbow down to his ribs?
Yeah, and I like how Wilson's not sort of taking pictures after his shots. He landed a solid body shot and then followed it with a nice combination.
Good changeup, left hook upstairs there. Looked like he was going to go down low and threw it upstairs. Caught Anderson on temple.
You see Anderson still starting to stay sturdy. He turns southpaw now on the inside, does Anderson. Tries to remain sturdy.
Yeah, Anderson's tricky, man. He's got 7 pro fights. It's not like he doesn't know his way around the ring. It may look awkward at times, but he's a physically strong guy, and he knows what he's doing in there.
Now going to the short hooks on the inside is Famous Wilson. And back to the body. Man, good variety with the short punches.
Yeah, he's trying to mix the body shots around the side as well as up the middle is Wilson. I think Anderson's not really placing the body shots, but he's trying to just hit the body anywhere he can as well as Anderson.
Nice stiff jab from that middle distance there from Wilson.
Yeah, and those can be almost like power punches.
Yeah.
You throw a nice stiff jab from that distance right there. That's an underrated punch.
Oh, beautiful body shot there with the right hand by Famous Wilson.
And there's a feint there from Wilson a second ago. I think those will also be really effective for him as Anderson's starting to react to everything. You see it there again.
Hard feint there. Yeah, you're right, champ. Those feints a lot of times with guys like Anderson who are sturdy and then stick around. Once you start making them feint and miss and afraid to throw, you really start to break them down that much faster.
It looks like the confidence of Famous Wilson picking up as we end round number 2. Anderson, though, once again trying to finish strong. Well, you guys talked about that awkward style of Anderson. You never know exactly what stance he's in. He's leaning in weird directions, but so far, Famous Wilson adjusting well to it.
Listen, fundamentals always beat the wild guys. So, you know, you see really good fundamentals from Famous Wilson. He keeps his hands up. He's staying defensively in good defensive posture. Here we see that slip.
That was a mishook from Anderson and fall. That was a solid body shot there that Anderson had thrown in the round. And Anderson threw quite a few different good body shots. Got a little scrape underneath his right eye, or a little mouse developing there. And I think that just goes to show you his willingness to be on the inside with a guy like Anderson. And Anderson, he likes to throw himself. So if you're going to be on the inside with Anderson, you know, there's going to be some contact. But he's starting to bully the sturdy, solid Anderson around too. Let's see the approach Wilson takes out in the third round. I'd like to see him show his jab a little bit more. He's got the height for it, he's got the physicality for it, and he's got the athletic ability for it.
Is it often, Paulie, that fighters kind of, especially earlier in their career, get drawn into the wrong kind of fight? I'm going to show this guy that I can fight on the inside as well, rather than use the jab, which so far has looked spectacular when he's used it.
Yeah, you know, there's moments where, you know, the opponent sort of gets in your head a little bit. You won't stop coming forward. Even if you're better than him, you want to also show sometimes you're more man than him. It becomes a little bit of an ego battle. So, especially young prospects can sometimes fall into that. But again, these are the fights where you learn to navigate your way through a fight. And you learn to kind of do that so that when you step up into the bigger fights, you're not drawn into the kind of fights you shouldn't be in. Again,
nice right hand over the shoulder by Famous Wilson.
And again, you saw Wilson there with that body shot underneath, and he came over the top of the little combination. Again, something you like to see in a prospect, not really taking the time to appreciate his work and following it up. Good hook there by Anderson.
Yeah, good slapping shot on the inside from Anderson. Caught Wilson right on the nose. Oh, nice uppercuts on the inside from the taller man, Famous Wilson.
Yeah, I got right through the guard, guys.
Uppercuts are great against shorter opponents who come forward heavy over that front foot. There it is again.
Yeah, I think Wilson might have found something, guys.
Another short uppercut followed by the hook, just a little bit short. But you see the combination that Wilson is thinking. Uppercut and then hook over the top when the head comes back.
Good body shot there from Wilson. A little lunging, but landed well. Seemed to have affected Anderson a bit. You saw him crouch over after the shot landed.
And that's going to be a theme tonight, as well as you will see Yoel Angeloni, you know, decorated amateur. The amateurs who had those long careers, those 100 or so fights, they have the fundamentals, and Wilson's fundamentals showing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing some really clever work on the inside for a guy with only 4 fights, to your point, Jimmy.
Anderson's there. He's still giving back, though. You see he's taking some shots. He's taking the body shots. And you see Anderson. Again, this is why Anderson's such a lively opponent.
That left hand, that looping left hand out of the southpaw position from Anderson has been the most effective punch he's had tonight.
Yeah, sometimes he gets surprises, Wilson, with a couple of them.
Seems as though Wilson has found the code to get through the guard of Anderson. Hands up, and his jab and his uppercut slip right through the center almost every time.
Hey, Wilson likes that mid to close range in this fight, and it's been effective for him.
Against Christian Cangalosi last time at ProBox TV. Nissan Anderson had, you know, one of those rugged, durable fights, and you see why he's in here again.
Yeah, he doesn't really give up on the fight. You see a lot of opponents just kind of give up and be content to just kind of hang around. But Anderson actually tries to fight still.
Yeah, especially at the end of the rounds, man. He really comes with flurries as he hears that 10-second block marker.
He earns his money.
Tell how he's been trained. Finish rounds strong. Unfortunately, it's Wilson who's been putting in the technical work for the 2.5 minutes leading up to the end of the round. It hasn't been able to win that back.
Here we see some more of that inside work from Famous Wilson. We spoke about the uppercuts, how we might have found something in that round. After that, this combination here, he kept going back to that right hand. Wasn't able to have the success he found with that first combination, but still a very good weapon against a shorter opponent who comes forward the way that Anderson does.
Yeah, and continued not to negate the body as well, which is something you want to see from a young prospect.
Yeah, consistent body work. That's impressive.
He is hurting Nissan Anderson even when Anderson's hands are up. He finds a way through that guard. Very, very accurate as we begin the 4th and final round. Famous Wilson in the gold against Nissan Anderson in the black and white.
Also, another confusing thing about Anderson is he switches stances a lot. So
Yeah, he does.
You said it probably awkward. Just everything he does is kind of off, a little bit awkward.
Very hard to read. Ooh, landed a good overhand right there in an exchange. And back to the body goes Wilson. Whoa, nice little uppercut on the inside from Anderson.
I tell you, man, it's like, talk about phone booth, Jimmy. We got a phone booth fight here.
Starting it off the right way. We expect a lot of that tonight. These two gentlemen chest to chest, toe to toe.
You know,
Famous Wilson, he's ahead and he's not backing off.
No, not at all. I think he wants a knockout, and Anderson is making him fight as well. He came out really strong in the beginning of this round. He's been strong at the end of every round, but this round he actually started strong. Let's see if he can maintain the pace.
Yeah, I guess he figures, you know, it's the last round, nothing to save it for.
Manuel Stewart said it, can't take your punches home with you.
Might as well use them.
Yeah, might as well use them. No good after tonight.
And Wilson here smothering himself a little bit on the inside. To your point, champ, I would love to see him step into that middle distance, use that jab a little bit, set these shots up. The punch you don't see, the one hidden by the jab, is the one that can hurt you the most.
Yeah, and also, you know, these are the kind of fights, like I said earlier, where you kind of learn to navigate your way around, and so, you know, you kind of figure out how to, the best, oh, good shot there by Anderson, the best road to victory against certain styles of opponents. So Wilson has to ask himself, he may get the win tonight, but was this the best road to victory against this style of rugged opponent, or was he better off boxing? Because a rougher, more rugged opponent with more class and more skill than Anderson in the future, would he give him trouble if Wilson approached the fight in this manner? So that's really what you want to look for. Well, it'll be a learning fight for Wilson. He'll get the win tonight, but some things to take home and consider.
You guys know it. The best coach finds defeat and victory, right? You did some things right, but you did some things wrong. Here's how we're going to fix them.
Yeah, I think even Famous Wilson will look back at this fight and said, I could have done this, I could have done that. There's a little blood on the side of the face of Wilson.
I don't know, somebody's cut.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's bleeding, but it looks like the cheek of Famous Wilson. Good straight right hand right down the middle. Gets a reaction out of Anderson.
And that shook him up. A good straight right.
Oh, mouthpiece out.
Came out here to fight, and it's a fight he's getting. His mouthpiece just got knocked out of his mouth. That's a slip. And at the same time, they put the mouthpiece back in. That's the reason for the timeout.
That was a nice left hook.
That was a beauty. He threw a straight right hand down to the body, came back upstairs with a left hook. Didn't get too tall. Beautiful shot. A lot of swelling over the left eye of Famous Wilson and a cut on the cheekbone there. All that inside fighting.
Yeah, a lot of roundhouse shots were touching him. Also, you never know if there was a headbutt in there.
Also, those cuffing shots, a lot of times you hit with the heel of the palm. It's a really hard spot.
Yeah.
You know, the laces can catch you.
Famous Wilson came out here ready to fight, but so did Nissan Anderson. Wilson's learning that in a big way. We come to the close of the round and the fight. 10 seconds left to go.
That left hand from the southpaw position, Wilson dips to that right side. He's been getting caught with it time and time again.
this guy Anderson fights, man.
Bring this guy back.
You want to see him over and over again because he brings the fight. He jumps up and down. Famous Wilson, though, technical throughout.
Yeah, we saw the action in the last round. There's that nice right hand to the stomach, sets up that big left hook to the head. Look at the mouthpiece. That almost wound up in our lap, guys.
Yeah.
That's how far that mouthpiece flew out of the mouth of Nissan Anderson. Nice, smooth left hook delivered and well set up by Famous Wilson.
You guys can't see it at home, but Paulie has his dentist smock on to catch that mouthpiece. He might have to do some dental work after the fight tonight.
Paulie's like, I'm not going home covered in spit and blood. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I paid too much for this suit.
My man comes prepared.
Nissan Anderson all smiles, but don't let that fool you. It was really Famous Wilson. It was really Famous Wilson who was the better technical fighter throughout, but got drawn into a brawl a bit.
Yeah, I think more so than was necessary. I think if he would have taken a half step back, used that jab a little bit more like he was early on, he would have had a much easier time there. But listen, Jimmy, honestly, I don't mind a fight like this for young guys. You need to be in tough fights. I think the learning curve on a fight like this is much better than going out there and blowing out some tomato can.
Yeah, agree. And that's the thing. I think Wilson will learn a few things tonight. He'll get the win. I think he won the fight, 3 out of 4, maybe 4 out of 4 rounds, but nonetheless, there's things to work on, and that's why you want opponents like this, so they can bring that out, those qualities in you, and also make you realize what you want to work on. A guy who just shows up to lay down, not really learning a lot, he's just padding your record. A fight like this, Nissan Anderson will bring some work for you, and you can take it home with you after the win.
And what do we say all the time in broadcasting? Oh, I guess they didn't get the script.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you may be whatever your record is, but I didn't come here to lay down. I didn't come here to lose. It's important to me, and Famous Wilson learning that tonight. Look past the numbers, right?
And Anderson really has that kind of reputation. I saw him last time against Angelo Leo, and he put up a good effort in a loss in that fight as well. And tonight he's proven his mettle again, and I think he'll be brought back again as an opponent for these kind of prospects.
Well, we talked about the scorecards. Let's see what they are. Throw it up to Jim Sorensen.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a hand for these warriors. After 4 rounds, we take it to the judges' scorecards. Judge Efren Laban sees this fight 39-37. Judges Shami Shipman and Jed O'Connor see this bout 40-36 in favor of the victor. For unanimous decision for Famous Wilson!
Famous Wilson winning the fight, but Nissan Anderson winning the crowd. I know he's local from Tampa here, but certainly fought an entertaining fight.
He gave a valiant effort, and this is the kind of guys you want to show up. They entertain the crowd regardless of a win or loss.
And you can see just by the look on his face, he definitely put the effort, like you said, champ. But Famous Wilson just...
yeah, a little too skilled.
A little too skilled, a little too consistent. There's a nice right hand over the top. That was early on, I think, in round number 1. But then at the end of every round, Anderson would let loose with these combinations, trying to steal the rounds. Round 2 is when Famous started really focusing on the body. Good body work with both hands. Right uppercuts down the middle, left hooks around the elbow. Really nice work on the inside for Famous Wilson.
Yeah, you see some of those shots would sneak in there like that. You see that wide left hand of Anderson would sneak in there at times. But still, his uppercut started becoming a big thing for Wilson.
Yeah, that was very smart because Anderson was bent over. And he was throwing those looping shots, not even really looking where they were. Yeah. And it was smart for Wilson to bring those uppercuts. There you see guys exchanging uppercuts. Wilson to the body, Anderson up to the chin. And there's that big left hook in the 4th round that ripped the mouthpiece out of Anderson's mouth. I mean, listen, Anderson's also very durable. He showed a great chin tonight.
Yeah, he's lucky that hook, that last uppercut missed by Wilson, or even a few of his teeth would have came out too.
Speaking of dental work.
And there is always at ProBox TV more to come.
Wednesday Night Fights. On the next Wednesday Night Fight, April 24th, hot ProBox prospect Marcus Valle steps up to the main event against Damian Samurai Sosa. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProboxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
Welcome back to Wednesday Night Fights here at ProBox TV. Next one up, the tail of the tape. Yoel Angeloni versus Michael Williams, a decorated amateur, only 20 years old. That's what jumps off the page. His opponent, 42. That's right, 22 years older than his opponent. And it's not just about years, it's about experience. Angeloni has a ton of it. Jim Sorensen, whenever you're ready, you get us started for our first one of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Our next fight here on ProBox TV will be 6 rounds in the super welterweight division. Your judges for this fight, Christopher Young, Shami Shipman, and Efren LeBron. And the referee for this fight, Frank Santor Jr. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black and orange trunks. He weighed in at 152 pounds. His record, 2 wins, just 1 loss, and 1 win by knockout. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, please welcome Michael Rare Breed Williams. And his opponent in the red corner. He wears the black and gold trunks, and he weighed in at 148.2 pounds. He is undefeated so far in his young career. His record, 2 wins, no losses, and 1 win by knockout. Also from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Rome, Italy, please welcome Joel El Acere Italiano Angelo Leo.
Get his coat. Let's get it off. All right, gentlemen, we've gone over all the rules in the dressing room. Your trunks are supposed to be, yours are a little high, so below here will be fair. Okay. Questions? Good luck, guys. Okay.
It is the Italian by way of Cuba. Joel Angeloni boxed for the Cuban national team. 2-0, undefeated in his young career. That is Michael Williams. In the black, both gentlemen have black trunks. Joel with the gold trim, Williams with the orange trim. We are underway.
Angeloni, the southpaw.
So common if you came up through the Cuban amateur system. A lot of southpaws there. He was 140-2 as an amateur. I had to double check that record a couple times. 140-2, unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of those kids, if you get the experience in the amateur system in Cuba, they're gonna teach you how to fight. Born in Italy to a Italian father and Cuban mother.
And one thing you always see with guys with a lot of amateur experience, good balance, good vision, and excellent punch selection. I'm seeing that already.
Yeah, and also understanding his distance from where to shoot those shots from as well. Not getting too anxious and too excited to where he smothers his work. This kid is only 20 years old.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And he's a big welterweight, too.
Yeah.
That's good size for the weight class.
And his opponent, Michael Williams, had a lot of trouble with the weight cut. Had to weigh in a little bit late.
Oh, beautiful.
Straight left hook behind it.
They walked him into a left hand, and Williams wanted to attack right back, and what ends up happening, he walked him into a right hook.
Yeah, it's a beautiful check hook with that lead hand, straight left hand right down the middle, pin straight, and then on the way out with that
And this
check
is
hook.
already over. Chris, you said something about shot selection? Got the perfect punch.
Talk about that, man.
I'll tell you what, he landed a nice sharp left hand, and Williams came back at him like he was angry, and that walked him into a right hook, and then he changed his mind and said, you know what, I'm not angry anymore. I think I'm done.
I think I'm finished. I am face down. First round knockout. That is a name to remember. Joel Angeloni. Wow, now 3-0.
Yeah, we're going to see from the replay here, he was attacking going forward and then attacking on the way out. That's a very dangerous man right there, going in and out. There's that straight left hand right down the middle, and then that right check hook.
Yeah, that was almost a delay there. Right? Yeah. He was like, I'm done. Yeah, that was almost like, you see, he got hit with the left hand. He tries, and Williams tries to come back with his own right hand. So he almost got made.
He landed it, actually. Williams actually landed a good right hand.
I think he's like, you know what, I don't need this in my life.
Yeah, this guy's good.
Short hook right around the ear was the coup de grace on this one, but man, beautiful combination, gentlemen.
Oh, it was temple shot. So he got hit with a straight left hand right in the chin, and then that temple shot. Very, very delayed reaction.
Also, you mentioned the shot selection, champ, but it's also understanding the proper distance for those shots as well. Really leverages, knew how to leverage his punches.
Angeloni made both of our points for us. You talked about the distance, I talked about shot selection, and he did both.
But gentlemen, when you look at the amateurs making their transition to the pros, you look for those little weaknesses, those little gaps. Yeah. Didn't see any tonight. Short fight, but we didn't see much of it.
That's, again, it's a credit to the Cuban amateur system, you know. It's like, you know, when he told me he came up in Cuba, it's you know you're going to get something good. They know how to teach boxing there.
Outstanding amateur, now an undefeated professional. We'll get the particulars from Jim Sorensen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute and 14 seconds in the first round, referee Frank Tantor tops this fight. For your winner, and still undefeated, Joel El Acere Italiano Angeloni.
Beatrice, of course, Beatrice Callis, able to get an interview with Joel Angeloni. Absolutely unbelievable performance by him tonight. Angelo Leo. Backstage, our main event. Beatrice catching up with him right now.
This is Angelo Leo, one of the main fighters of the main event of the evening. Angelo, if you win tonight, that would mean that you would potentially go up in the ranking of your divisions, and you could go for another world title. Out of these names, which one would you like to fight? Rafael Espinosa, Rey Vargas, Venado Lopez, or Raymond Ford, and why?
Well, I like them all, but I really want Venado Lopez.
Why would you like him?
I think it's a fun fight for all the fans. Mexican versus Mexican-American. He comes to fight, I come to fight, and I think the fans win in that fight.
So funny enough, last time you fought here at ProBox TV, you won by a body punch. And your opponent, Baez, he actually lost against Navarrete for a body punch. Do you think he's going to be expecting that punch from you tonight?
Yeah, I think so. But we got ways of setting up the body shots if we need to. But if anything, we go the distance, or if a knockout happens, it happens.
Stay tuned for a night full of action.
And there is more to come tonight. You heard Angelo Leo. He's going to be in our main event. Last time out, beautiful body shot finish to his fight. We expect a similar inside fight. It is going to be a war in the center of the ProBox ring. It's going to be a theme tonight. You're going to love it. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Jimmy Smith alongside, of course, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi. Look, it's magic every single time. Puerto Rico versus Mexico. That's what we have on tap coming up next. Power puncher looking to make his name here in the ProBox ring. He's looked so good so far. Dominic Valle, undefeated, looking great.
Yeah, one of the most exciting fighters we have from the ProBox TV stable. Excellent every time out. Always entertains. He throws tons of punches. I'm partial to combination punches. I love combination punches. And Dominic Valle is one of my favorite guys to watch on ProBox TV.
That's one of the things that makes a guy exciting, is when he throws punches in combinations, but he knows how to throw those punches in combinations. Doesn't get wild, picks up on the body even though he's tall, and doesn't make it look awkward. A lot of tall guys, they try to get to the body, it looks awkward. Valle is smooth even with the body shots.
My first time working, by the way, with Paulie Malignaggi, one thing about Paulie, he is always opinionated. One thing very opinionated about, fight coming up, Ryan Garcia. Paulie's going to tell you all about it.
At what point in time have we ever seen Ryan Garcia and said, wow, this kid is a world beater? Sure, he's shown some good power in some moments, but dude, he's actually not even that good. You know what I mean? Like, this is a guy who sells a lot, and they're just pushing him, putting him at the forefront into these big fights so that they can generate a lot of pay-per-view sales.
Paulie, you just gave exactly why this fight is happening. We spoke about when this first got announced. Like, Haney's like, well, they're picking low-hanging fruit that's going to be really expensive. It's low-hanging diamonds.
And from a business perspective, I think this one's actually smart on Haney's part. I've criticized Haney for what I believe was a lack of true opposition in his career for a while. But I think, coming off the Lomachenko win, controversial as it may be, and also the Prograis win, I think he's on a roll here, and he's doing very, very well, and he's matured and come into his own. He's shown he belongs to this level. I don't think Ryan Garcia has really shown it. As a matter of fact, he may have even been regressing here. Especially you look at just the last two fights alone, the way he looked in the Davis fight, and even the win against Duarte. Was there really anything impressive? Anything that show you, wow, I need to see this guy in a big fight because this guy is dynamite? Or is it just, let's check his numbers. Wow, the numbers are generating. He's getting a lot of views. We need to put this guy in a big fight because he generates a lot of views. if that's the case, it's that meritocracy as far as you're going to make a competitive fight, or are you just going to get a bunch of idiots to buy the fight in bulk and get an easy win for Devin Haney?
And there is our next fight coming up. Dominic Valle versus Angel Vasquez. The confident Puerto Rican on your left, taking on the Mexican on your right. 12-1 as a pro. 6 knockouts for Angel Vasquez. Dominic Valle undefeated. 8-0, 6 knockouts. A lot of this fight beyond the numbers, about heart and intensity, but here are the numbers. Both fighters 23 years old, a slight height advantage for Dominic Valle. Valle talked about what an easy weight cut this was. It was easy, even got under the limit of 132, and the reach an advantage for Dominic Valle, but don't worry, he's got power to go with it. It'll be a fight to see if Angel Vasquez can bounce back from the first defeat of his career. Jim, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is an 8-rounder in the lightweight division. Your judges, Jed O'Connor, Christopher Young, and Shami Shipman, and the referee in charge, Alicia Collins. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the white trunks with red on it. 134.8 pounds is what he weighed, and his record, 12 wins, just 1 loss with 6 wins by knockout. He is fighting out of Marblehead, Massachusetts. Please welcome Angel El Chocolatito Vasquez. And fighting out of the red corner, he wears the black and pink. He weighed in at 131.2 pounds. He is undefeated. His record, 8 wins with no losses and also 6 wins by knockout. Representing the 813 Tampa, Florida, give it up for your hometown boy, Dominic Valle.
All right, Jeremy, you received your instructions room in the dressing room. If you have any questions, your trunks are good. Your trunks are good. Touch them up if you want to. Thank you.
Dominic Valle, the undefeated Puerto Rican in the black with pink trim. Angel Vasquez in the white from Mexico, 12-1 as a pro. We're underway in round number 1. So much of this fight mental for Vasquez, coming off the first loss of his career. He was absolutely pummeled last time out, ProBox TV. And how do you mentally bounce back from that against an undefeated fighter? That's a lot of the question tonight.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is getting back in the gym and getting your feet underneath you again and getting that confidence back. Right now, he's coming out behind a stiff jab. He's landing a good right hand to the body, so I'm not sure if there's any ill effects this early on.
You're jumping right back into the fire for sure, though, Jimmy. You know,
Yeah.
I guess that self-belief came right back. You wanted to prove it, but it's not an easy one to get back in with when you got Valle, who's not only a quality fighter, he's an active one as well. He throws a lot of punches, and his numbers are up there. And then, like Chris said earlier when we were talking about it, he's a combination puncher.
And he's big, man. He's 5'10 1/2. He's got a 72.5-inch reach. Those are welterweight numbers. This is close to 130 pounds.
And he got under 132 pounds easily. He's had an easy weight cut. That's surprising for a guy this big.
Yeah, I mean, I think he struggled in the past, but he said recently that his level of discipline and staying in shape in between fights is different now. He's a different mindset.
Also, he turned pro at featherweight, so I guess he gives him a few pounds extra.
He's also a recent father, so that'll get you mature real quick. Yeah.
Of course, Valle has a 9-month-old son, so he's going out here with no sleep, by the way. Totally sleep deprived. Can't see it from the way he's fighting.
Doing a good job using that lead hand to post, using his length.
Yeah, we talked about Angeloni understanding his distance to where to punch from. You notice the same quality from Valle.
Beautiful right hand, hidden by the jab. But listen, I mean, here comes Vasquez, ripping shots with both hands.
But even Vasquez, he's giving you the effort here, but it's not as high caliber or high quality. You see, like he smothered himself a few seconds ago as he closed the gap. You see right there, you see Valle not closing the gap in too much to smother himself, getting maximum leverage on his shots.
I love that straight right hand to the body. It's a great weapon for a tall fighter. You're able to land that shot with a lot of power and leverage, but also get out with that long reach.
Vasquez trying to fight back, but swinging a bit wild with his punches, and you see Valle taking advantage.
Yeah, punching on the way in and on the way out is Valle. Nice check hook a few seconds ago.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to see more from Valle, in past fights, is use that lead jab a little more. He loves throwing combinations. He loves throwing power shots. Paul, you mentioned the body work that he loves to do, and there it is right on cue. But if he set that stuff up with jabs in between, I think it would make a big difference in his offense.
Yeah, it can only help him. I mean, the height he has, the reach he has, and using that straight right hand very nicely in this round so far. There's a couple of jabs right there, champ.
There you go. Must have heard me.
Out. Stay in your base, all right? Keep that jab going, right? He's leaning in, right? You can shoot that jab with that right uppercut, right? And when you get him on the rope, don't let him push you back, right? So boom, and be ready for another 1-2, because he's walking right into you. After you throw, he's gonna walk right, just surprise him. Keep the jab, all right?
And Dominic Valle being attended to in the corner. Round number 1 going his way. Angel Vasquez has to find a way back into this fight.
Yeah, very sharp work from Dominic Valle in that first round. You saw him there landing that right hand, splitting the guard, and there's that check hook on the way out as well. Great judge of distance that round for Valle.
And you saw the difference. Valle uses that straight right hand and gets through the guard. Vasquez tries to use that straight right hand. Valle steps back and counters him with a check hook.
So far, the more complete fighter, the undefeated Puerto Rican on your right. Black shorts with pink trim. Dominic Valle, 8-0 coming in. It's easy to forget, Angel Vasquez more experienced at 12-1, but hasn't yet been able to make that a factor. It's been a technical kind of fight, and Valle so far winning that with straight punches.
Yeah, and Jimmy, you mentioned confidence early on in round 1. I think that's where Vasquez is going to lean on, the fact that he has more experience.
But you see what Valle does too as well. The body shots. That's one thing Valle always going to do is get body shots. But also when Vasquez throws, it doesn't bust the position of Valle. Valle remains dangerous. See right there, Valle holding his position, remaining dangerous in that range. Vasquez can't really get Valle off him even when he throws punches. And that's a psychological thing.
One place you do not want to be against Valle is with your back against the ropes, because that tends to be where he really unloads with those combinations.
And very accurate so far with the right hand.
Beautiful jabs there from Dominic Valle. Those are hard jabs too. Those are bust you up kind of jabs.
They're backing him up. Exactly.
I like how he's using that lead arm to push off. You see a lot of Puerto Rican fighters do that. I think of Felix Trinidad. He used to push over with that lead hand and then throw the right.
Yeah, it creates that space, and that's exactly what Valle's doing at close range, creating maximum space. You see, again, Vasquez is trying. He's giving the effort, but he's just not skilled enough.
Oh, good body shot. Rip there from Valle on the inside. There's another one that hurt him.
That one hurt him.
Oh, he's hurt.
Valle so far, no reason to back up against Angel Vasquez. That body shot hurt him.
Vicious shots here. We can hear them ringside, the thuds of these shots. Vasquez still hurt. Still hurt to the body.
Vasquez trying to get physical separation. Valle not allowing it.
Vasquez hanging tough, man, because he's hurt to the body. You can see the reactions. He's wincing at times. And this is the avalanche that is Dominic Valle, guys.
Avalanche is a great way to describe him. He is coming down hard on Vasquez here.
Vasquez trying to protect his ribs, and it is all day for that right hand over the top.
Oh, man, picking up that back leg.
And that's the thing, Valle hurts you to the body, but then he doesn't give you a break. He goes right back to your head.
Yeah, he's blood from the mouth now, Vasquez. Oh, big right hand upstairs, lands for Valle.
Referee starting to get close as these big punches are landing for the undefeated Puerto Rican.
Non-stop with the body shots. Great, consistent. Oh, big shot over the top. He's hurt bad.
Good time to stop.
He's hurt bad, yeah.
And it is over. A second round knockout. Dominic Valle remains undefeated.
A violent second round knockout. I mean, Vasquez tried to hang as much as as he could, but you could see the moment he was done, great stoppage by the ref, is the moment he was done, it was maybe a couple of seconds passed, but he got she stopped the fight right on time. As you can see, the resistance of Vasquez was done. He was trying to move his head in there. You can see he was trying to stay in the fight, but there was one last shot that hit him where he just stopped, and you kind of knew he was done.
That was fantastic coming from the ref. She stepped in, put herself on her body on the line to protect the fighter. Well done. Champ, I like how you said avalanche. That is Dominic Valle, and that's exactly what it was here. Coming down hard on Vasquez, both to the head and to the body. We're gonna take a look at some of that body work here. Dominic Valle never forgets about the body. He threw a nice little shovel left hook in there, right to the body. You saw blood from the mouth of Vasquez, and then the right hands are coming over the top. More body work. You see that leg, that back leg pick up? That's when you know that shot hurt. And that neck vein. The neck vein and the back foot coming up, you know you're hurt to the body.
Yeah, and you talk about the body attack. He sets up all his knockouts with a body attack. Whether he gets a body shot knockout or he comes to the head, they're still debilitated from the body shots.
Paulie, you said it. Never let him off the hook. I mean, Vasquez, you almost hear him saying, look, I just need a minute. I just need a second to get my wind back, to recompose myself. He never got that second.
And that's one of the things that's going to make Dominic Valle one of the guys to watch, and it is what makes him one of the guys to watch. He's skilled, he's aggressive, he knows how to put hands on you in a high caliber, high quality way, knows how to measure his distances the right way, knows how to vary his punches to the head and to the body. They don't have avalanches in Puerto Rico and Orlando, as this Orlando-based Puerto Rican live, where this Orlando-based Puerto Rican lives, or where does he live, in Tampa maybe, but either way, he's giving us an avalanche every time he gets in the ring here in Tampa.
Oh, we could say hurricane, we could say storm, whatever works for Puerto Rico, that's what he did.
It's something unpleasant for the opponent.
And I saw Vasquez in the corner talking to his coach, and he patted himself on the rib cage and just shook his head like, body shocks.
And there's his brother Marcus, who himself is one of the better prospects we've showcased here.
Fights in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Well, he's just nodding a little bit like, yeah, good job. You don't hype your brother up too much.
He's a little bigger physically, as you can see.
Vasquez hung tough. Second loss of his professional career, gave everything he could. But once that assault started, it never let off. Wow. Jim Sorensen will give us the particulars of this second round KO.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes and 27 seconds in the second round, referee Alicia Collins steps in to stop this fight for your winner by technical knockout and still undefeated, Mark Dominic Valle.
Absolutely incredible performance by this young man. Could be the next Puerto Rican superstar. Great stuff from him. I mean, it was just dominance from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. There we saw a nice right hand over the top. I mean, really just the punch selection, the variation in the punches from Dominic Valle today was fantastic. I mean, he threw the right hands, the left hooks, and then he finally, I was like, I would like to see more jabs. Second round, he comes out and starts jabbing, and then finally finishes it with the body shot and just unloads with both hands when he has Vasquez hurt. Does not let him off the hook. Oh, nasty body shot.
Yeah, and again, just like I mentioned in the Angeloni fight, he's a prospect who understands his distances very well and knows how to maximize his leverage in every shot, and it's what makes him so difficult to deal with as well. He's a painful guy to fight. It's very, very good prospect. Controlled demolition there.
You're going to earn your money if you're going to be fighting Dominic Valle.
That ability to work the body and the head in combination, man. You can teach it. It is very difficult to master, but that ability to withstand body punishment, to go through a war, to protect your ribs, to protect everything at the same time, that is the challenge in the main event tonight. And it's the challenge for Eduardo Baez. He's with Briachas Callis right now.
Eduardo Baez, uno de los boxeadores del evento estelar de esta noche. Eduardo, la calidad de tus oponentes es muy superior a la de Angelo Leo. ¿Cómo esto ha ayudado a tu carrera a brillar, tu carrera boxística?
Bueno, pues como ya lo había dicho, ¿no? Los años son los que te dan la experiencia y nos sentimos listos para llevarnos la victoria esta noche.
We got great opponents during my career, and of course the experience is what's going to get me to the victory tonight. Otra pregunta, tienes una cicatriz aquí en la frente que es muy similar a la que tuvo Tim Tszyu hace unas semanas cuando peleó contra Fundora. ¿Cómo hiciste para pelear con un corte tan complicado con tanta sangre?
Bueno, la esquina fantástica que tengo, ahora sí como me puedo el fantástico, tengo una fantástica esquina que es la que me ayudó a que la vista se me prestara, vaya, para ganar ese triunfo con todo y cortada, pero ganamos.
With this cut, it was very hard to fight, but my team kept me going, and this is why I'm very, very thankful to have my team. Eduardo, muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos y te deseamos mucha suerte en este evento estelar de la noche. Ustedes queden conectados para más.
Well, it'll be a close-up fight. It'll be about heart, grit, toughness, determination. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Now, we all know what's coming up. That's right, Canelo Alvarez, where our own Timothy Bradley, Paulie Malignaggi, they had some opinions. Welcome back to Wednesday Night Fights, ProBox TV. Well, we promised you a lot of action, knockouts, finishes, body work. Those have been delivered so far tonight in spades. Well, it keeps on rolling.
This year, the Denver Nuggets, if under Canelo's rule set, they say, you know what? We won a title last year. We're the champs. Want to skip, you know, a couple of guys, a couple of the good teams in the Western Conference playoffs this year, because you know what, they're kind of good, and you know we want to make our way right to the finals. We're still the defending champions, and then the team that makes it out of the East, we're not really comfortable playing them, so we're gonna play the team that loses the Eastern Conference Finals instead, because we match up a little bit better with them, you know, and maybe we can. And you know what? We owe it to the Denver Nuggets because Jokic is such a good player, and you know he's done so much, and you know everybody's in town for the NBA Finals. Everybody's watching the NBA Finals, so you know it's still the NBA Finals. So you know we owe these guys because they had such a good team last year, and they you know they deserve to.
Ollie, you're comparing team sports to a single man sport. It's different.
Okay, let's play tennis then. Let's go with tennis.
I'm just saying it's different, Paulie. At the end of the day, and it's not Canelo's fault that the sanctioning bodies are not forcing.
It is Canelo's fault, but he can still do the right thing. He's still a sportsman, and he needs to push the sport. The sport has to move. The hamster wheel has to turn. If you jam it, if you put a monkey wrench in there, you jam it for everybody else, and you set a bad precedent for everybody else. And that's why we have a generation that doesn't fight anybody. We got a super lightweight division where nobody fights anybody. We got top fighters.
Nobody on this panel has been on the level of Canelo.
Welcome back. We continue with Puerto Rico versus Mexico in our next fight. That's right, Jaycob Gomez undefeated, 9-0-1 versus Jose Arellano, 7 years older. Is Arellano weight similar? Not a whole lot of difference in reach. It's the experience. Arellano 11-1 as a pro, a few more fights. Also, he has the technique to get inside. He promised to do that tonight. Can he do it? That is the question. It's an 8-round super featherweight fight. Jaycob Gomez minus 375, almost a 4-1 favorite. You can make $275 off a $100 bet for Jose Arellano. They think Gomez is a big favorite.
Yeah, Gomez, I mean, he's looked phenomenal on our air, so I can see why the betting would see that, but this could be a great fight. Arellano comes prepared.
Jim, get us started.
Ladies and gentlemen, after so much action here tonight on ProBox TV, we are at our co-main event of the evening. This is an 8-round fight in the super featherweight division. Your judges for this fight, Efren LeBron, Jed O'Connor, and Christopher Young. And the third man in the ring is your referee, Frank Santor Jr. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the white trunks and he weighed in at 130 pounds even. His record, 11 wins, just 1 loss with 6 wins by knockout. From Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua, Mexico, bienvenido a Jose Dinamita Arellano. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner in the black and yellow trunks. He weighed in at 130.4 pounds. He is undefeated. His record, 9 wins with no losses and 1 draw. He also has 6 wins by knockout. From Caguas, Puerto Rico, please welcome Jaycob Gomez.
Here we go. Watch you go. All right, guys, went over all the instructions in the dressing room. We got all the rules. His trunks are a little low, so keep your blows above this. Same with his. Let's keep the blows on the belt line or above. Questions? Questions? Good luck, guys.
It is our co-main event, the super featherweight division, 130 pounds. Jaycob Gomez from Puerto Rico in the yellow and orange trunks. Jose Arellano in the white with the Mexican flag. From Mexico, training out of Colorado. Here is round number 1.
Yeah, this is a sleeper fight on the card. You know, our main event's great, but this has the ability to steal the show tonight.
Yeah, Arellano's a guy who's kind of known for his upsets. He's been in camp with some very good fighters like Shakur Stevenson and whatnot. Gomez, a solid prospect we've had on several times here.
Now, Gomez, you know, raised in boxing. His dad, a cornerman from Miguel Cotto, and he asked him, well, how'd you get into boxing? He said, did you hear what I said? My dad was a cornerman from Miguel Cotto. I was raised in boxing.
Yeah, I remember his father was in the corner when I fought Cotto.
I know you don't hold that against him. I understand.
I don't know. He might.
It's many moons ago.
Jaycob Gomez, southpaw, very, very hard puncher.
As a matter of fact, early in Gomez's career, he was actually, we saw had a couple of his fights here. He was working with Evangelista Cotto, who was Miguel's uncle at that point in his career. Now he's got Mark Ferre in his corner.
And he's fought 5 times here at ProBox TV. Perfect record so far. Very, very confident young man.
The reach on the tail of the tape said it was pretty much even, but Arellano looks to be the longer of the two. He's using that jab nicely, even against the southpaw.
Yeah, and both guys working on that position battle. You see a center ring, trying to bust the other guy's position, using various tactics, very off the jab both ways.
Yeah, can't always see it on camera. Both guys trying to step outside the foot. To do against an opposite stance. Both guys doing it very, very well.
Yeah, very, very evenly matched early on here. I'm impressed at Arellano's boxing ability because Gomez can really box, and he's going jab for jab with him.
Yeah, Jose Arellano last time in ProBox TV, his opponent 6'4", and was able to find his way in consistently throughout that fight.
Now, Arellano's been on our air a few times. He always comes very well prepared. He's super durable. He's tough, tricky. Nice little check hook there from Gomez on the inside as Arellano got a little out of position throwing the right hand.
And both these fighters so far showing a lot of patience in round number 1.
Yeah, a bit of a feeling out, range-finding round. Neither man wants to make a mistake too early.
Against Ezekiel Borrero, it was the power punches that were the difference his last time out for Jaycob Gomez. It's like Borrero could never physically get back into the fight without eating a hard shot.
Yeah, Gomez is one of those guys. He's been improving every time out on our air. He looked fantastic in his last 2 fights, fighting both back-to-back undefeated guys. I was really impressed with his combination punches, his balance, and his improved power.
Yeah, but I would still say Arellano's a step up. Arellano is a
big step up, sure.
A guy who has been in with really good shots.
2 good right hands from Arellano.
And trying to finish the round strong with 10 seconds left.
Oh,
another good right hand.
Yeah, Good hook there by Gomez as well.
Good exchanges.
Muy buen asalto, Jaycob. Ese fue el asalto de estudio, ¿ok? Ya sabemos lo que tiene. Él viene a pelear el contragolpeo, ¿ok? Pero tú eres más rápido que él, ¿está bien? Vamos a tirar más jab. Tienes que estar más vivo con el jab para el frente, llevándolo tú a él. Llévalo tú a él, ¿ok? Usa más el jab, llevándolo, pa. A la que tú tires el jab, que es contrario para el lado, con las piernas tuyas, entonces mete la combinación, ¿ok? De vez en cuando hace que va a tirar ya y le hace la finta con la recta, por eso tiene que ser explosivo.
Remember, what he's looking for is to throw that little overhand left that he throws, okay? So be ready for that, okay? You can get to the outside or inside of that. You get to the outside, throw that right hand right away, okay?
Welcome back to round number 2. Jaycob Gomez versus Jose Arellano. Jaycob Gomez, Puerto Rican fighter, in the yellow and black versus, of course, Arellano in the red, white, and green.
Good shot there by Gomez. Gomez in the corner was his father was talking to him, being adamant about using more jabs and more feints and set up the combinations off that rhythm of jabs and feints and head movement. So let's see if he's able to get back on a more consistent jab here in the second round.
Very good instruction, because that's what I thought was lacking for both guys in the first round was the feints. They were going leading, making each other miss, but no one was feinting to offset the rhythm.
It seems like at the end of round number 1, Chris, Arellano started finding a home for that right hand. He started out with confidence in round number 2, certainly throwing it, landed a couple times.
Yeah, no, he had a good opening round. I mean, it was a very even round, very high-level stuff in that first round. I was surprised. I thought this was going to be more of a back-and-forth war, but these guys are choosing to box early on.
See, Arellano has an understanding of his distance as well. Steps just out of range as makes Gomez come up short, and that's why Gomez needs to probably use those jabs and those feints to close the gap a little bit, as Arellano's stepping just out of range, and Gomez tries to come in with a power shot. Good combination, good exchange, guys.
Good stuff inside from both fighters.
The corner of Arellano said, "Look out for that overhand left that he throws." That was Javier Centeno speaking about Gomez and that overhand left, which he tried several times and fell short with.
Gomez first walked in the gym, really started being trained by his family at age 9. So they had to, argue a little bit. Hey, I want to box, I want to box, I want to box. All right, you're 9 years old, you can step in and start doing it. That's been his life since. He talked about the professionalism of doing it all the time, living the lifestyle. He says, I do that. That's why I'm here.
Well, he lives here on the ProBox TV campus. I see him week after week training, going for runs, coming in here and sparring sometimes before our shows. And he's living the lifestyle for sure. A little bit of a position change here. We're seeing Gomez, who's taking control of the center of the ring, has been able to back Arellano up, which was not the case in round 1.
Arellano so far, he likes that step-off switch. He just changes the angle right at the end.
And he likes that right hand to the stomach and the chest, too, and he likes to step around off that shot, trying to keep Gomez off balance, if anything.
He's got a nice long right hand and a long jab. Uses his length pretty well, does Arellano.
So the odds in the beginning, Gomez almost a 4-1 favorite. Arellano must not have gotten the message. He came here to fight very competitively so far in these first 2 rounds.
That's his MO. He's coming here for upsets.
Tienes que llévalo tú hasta que encuentres la cuerda para poder trabajarlo abajo. Cuando lo lastima abajo, entonces lo sube. Pero vamos a lastimarlo primero abajo. ¡Pum! ¡Pa! Abajo, con el ya, lo lleva con allá, abajo y arriba.
Entire family has been in the game forever, but don't forget to join us April 24th. Marquez Valle undefeated 10-0, taking on Damian Sosa 24-2, 12 knockouts to his credit, looking for his 13th at the expense of Marquez Valle. And back into the Pro Box ring. It's been a very competitive fight through 2 rounds. And no problem exchanging power punches.
Yeah, this is a tough one to judge, man.
Yeah, high-level stuff. Very nip-tuck, back and forth. Smart boxing from both guys, honestly.
Yeah, and in battle for position, too.
Oh, good sharp right hand again from Arellano.
Yeah, right down the pipe. Landed perfectly on the chin. Not a lot of power on it, but well placed. Oh, nice little step off there. See, I love that. I love working on the inside. If the ref doesn't break you, you can work. If one hand is free, you can work. A lot of young fighters don't do that. They wait for the break. Oh, good straight left hand from Gomez. Jose Arellano.
Taking a step back, looking to hold for maybe the first time in this fight, looking for a little bit of a break.
I mentioned the improved power of Gomez in his last couple fights. Here we're seeing it on display.
Yeah, Arellano went straight back, something you don't want to do, especially at the same height. He didn't change his height, he went straight back and got caught with that left hand.
You pointed it out, Paulie. Is that idea of the little tiny footwork adjustments. Gomez being aggressive at the right time to catch the footwork of Arellano. Caught him a little bit flat.
Absolutely. You see a second ago now, Arellano landed a good right hand on Gomez, and Gomez made the same mistake, actually. He stepped straight back as well.
Oh, another big straight left hand over the top from Gomez. But Arellano's one of those guys, he chips away. Even if you catch him with a big shot, he starts chipping back, chipping back, chipping back.
Now, Chris, are you seeing a big difference as a referee admonishes both fighters between the power level here? Because Arellano lands those straight rights. You said they didn't seem to knock Gomez's head back. When Gomez lands it, Arellano goes back.
Well, that's the point that Paulie was making earlier about the position. Gomez seems to be winning the battle of the position now. He's got better balance on the inside, so he's getting more power on those shots. Good body shot there from Gomez on the inside.
And those step backs are now being continued with a counter shot from Gomez. So he's getting into this. Blood on the arm of Gomez. I don't know who's bleeding here.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Arellano's got his back to us. I think it might be his nose. Yeah, it's bleeding quite a bit.
It is cracked. Those straight power shots from Gomez, but Arellano turning it up.
Be mindful of those tricky, cut over the eye too.
And some swelling under the right eye.
Oh, man.
The blood showed up quick here. Well, I don't know where the cut on the eye came from. It could have also been a butt.
I think it was a butt.
Lefty versus righty.
They've exchanged power punches, and looks like Gomez has a little more pop with his power shot from the southpaw stance.
Yeah. Gomez also starting to figure out that slight distance where he step back just a little bit and makes Arellano miss and pay.
That cut over the eye is not in a good spot, and it's bleeding very fast. Blood from the nose and the eye of Arellano here in round 3.
And right side of the face is a mask of blood for Arellano. What can they do in between rounds? Take care of this cut. And he's shaking his head like it's affecting his vision a little bit, trying to keep it out of his eyes.
Yeah, I mentioned it was a bad spot over the eyelid. That tender skin just above the eye splits quite easily, especially when it catches a headbutt.
We got replay. Let's see here. That was a good right hand from Arellano. We had seen him land a few of those in this fight. And that was a good left hand.
That was the nose.
That was a nose shot. And that was sent Arellano reeling a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like that was the punch that caused the nosebleed. But the eye, I'm not sure if that was from a legal punch or from a clash of heads.
But I haven't seen the ref tell the judges or anyone else that was caused by a clash of heads. So we have to treat it as a potential fight ender.
Yeah, it's right over the eye.
Yep. So far, according to the referee, caused by a legal shot. We find out differently. We'll let you know as we begin round number 3. I'm sorry, round number 4.
Ooh, heads came together once again.
Yeah, that lefty-righty stuff, man, gonna get you, especially when the angles change on the inside as well.
And the guy who fights taller takes the worst of it, and that's Arellano.
Yep. Arellano coming out in round number 4 with a sense of urgency. That cut may have lit a fire underneath him.
Yeah, that eye is dripping.
You talked about it, Chris, the bad spot, the eyelid right into the eye, affecting the vision of Arellano. They're right in front of us, going toe-to-toe.
Arellano doing what Arellano does, chipping away, pushing hard. Came forward, a nice right hand as Gomez had his back along the ropes.
Gomez watch Gomez half steps back, counter move. Watch. A lot of times there it is again. Oh, that's a bad clash of heads. Wow. Man. Wow, that was a bad clash of heads.
It's just rammed into one another, opposite stances.
Yeah. Man.
And Champ, you know, we always think about head clashes. We think of cuts. You know what I always think about? They rock you sometimes. You get hit with a good hard headbutt. You see that flash.
Yeah.
That was a hard one.
Man, that was like 2 bowling balls, man.
Yeah, there's that little pull back from Gomez. He does that nice pull in a straight left hand. And really the difference in this fight for me has been the balance. Gomez has better balance. That's why he's getting more power, more leverage on these shots. And also he's making Arellano miss and fall off balance himself.
Yeah, you see again, that half step. He tries to counter on that half step every time. Good shots there from Arellano. If you're Arellano, a good uppercut by Arellano. If you're Arellano here, you kind of know Gomez is going to look for that half step and then counter move. Want to maybe feint him out of position. Good exchange here.
And both these fighters almost a clinic in how to fight the opposite stance, right? Straight power punches right down the pipe, hooks over the top. Both fighters using them very well, but Gomez just a little more power so far.
Yeah, just a little sharper on that off that back foot.
Arellano talked a lot about his physical preparation for this fight. He said, I'm in shape, I'm ready for a long fight. Remember, we're only halfway through the 8-round fight. Another good right hand for Arellano.
Yeah, I mean, Arellano's actually landing more. It's just the power differential. Gomez is landing the harder, cleaner shots that seem to be having more of an effect. Heads came close together there once again.
End of round number 4. Neither fighter, you would say, fighting dirty. Their heads are just coming together. Both fighters being very, very aggressive.
No, it's absolutely accidental headbutts. There's nothing to say that anything is there's the headbutt. Ooh,
that's the one that cut him open.
Yeah, that was a hard one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because there's that, remember I was talking about that tricky left hand to the body there from Gomez. He looks for a counter to the body, which allows his head to come forward there. That's why they clash. No worse for wear for Gomez, though.
Now, if you judge on, hey, just look at their face. Jaycob Gomez looking very, very fresh as we start round number 5. Looks good, looks confident. And there's Jose Arellano, who is cut, who is swollen, bleeding out of his nose. They've done good work so far on the cut. Gives the young fighter from Puerto Rico a target to work on. We begin round number 5.
Ooh, good jabs there from Arellano. Start the round.
Stop. Break. There you go. No. Step back. Back. Both sides.
One thing about Arellano, he's got fantastic conditioning. Always comes on strong as fights wear on. And this is an 8-round contest.
And the fighter meeting, that's what he emphasized and talked about. He says, I'm physically ready for a long fight, a long, difficult fight. Which is good, because that's what he's got on his hands tonight.
Yeah, and this is one of those, you know, that wrestling on the inside as well. It wears you out. So you got to be conditioned for this kind of fight.
Good combination there from Arellano on the inside. Keep the punches a little bit shorter here, not falling over that front foot. Sneaky body shot there from Gomez on the inside. That's the issue there, is when Arellano throws that right hand and falls forward, he really opens himself up against the southpaw.
More good straight punches from Arellano, and nice one from Gomez as well. On the return, and once again, they tangle up a bit.
Yeah, Arellano needs to be careful going straight back. Every time he does that, Gomez capitalizes.
Good shot to the stomach there from Arellano. Arellano's been pretty consistent with that right hand to the stomach. They both have with the back cross to the chest and stomach. They've both been trying to use that as a starting point. There it is again.
That was a nice roll out there from Arellano. He stayed low that time rather than getting tall. Good shots.
So I tell you, Arellano's quietly doing some good work.
I told you, he's a chipper. He chips away on that inside. He comes back. If you really pay attention, he does get good work in.
Good question, though, Chris. When you're chipping away, is it enough to win rounds against a guy who's throwing big punches? That's a big question so far.
Yeah, it really depends on how closely the judges and the angles that they're seeing these shots from, and what do you like? You like the power shots? You like the consistency?
And Paula, you and I talked about it, the Tim Tszyu fight. It's hard not to judge blood, right? It's hard, came from the head, but it's hard not to see who's bloody. That's the guy who's losing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the whole thing about you had to have done it to understand kind of thing. Yeah. That's one of those situations. It's not always the case, but when it comes to not judging blood, it's really one of those cases.
Good catch by the ref there a few moments ago. Arellano did a little shoulder jolt before throwing a right hand, and the ref called right onto it real quick. That eye seems to be under control, though. The bleeding stopped in this round.
Yeah, cut, fortunately, not the factor we thought it might be. Arellano still throwing very, very hard as we end round number 5.
Permitir eso. Úsate el jab. Cuando te pase el golpe, estás tirando golpe recto y él lo tira con upper por el centro. Y después lo sube y vuelve con el jab y llévalo tú. Okay?
We're back at ProBox TV, ready to begin round number 6. Jaycob Gomez versus Jose Arellano. You're looking at Jose Arellano, cut over his eye that was caused by an accidental headbutt. But the swelling and the bloody nose, that was caused by straight punches from the undefeated Puerto Rican Jaycob Gomez. Arellano, though, very much mentally and physically in this fight.
He had a great round last round. He was able to touch Gomez, didn't get hit with any big shots. Made an adjustment with his balance. He wasn't falling over that front foot. Here he is coming out, flashing a nice long jab.
Paulie, you call it you go, I go, right? Like fighters tend to settle in a rhythm of kind of a back and forth. That's where we are right now. Do you break that rhythm to try to get ahead?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of times I say you go, I go when guys aren't countering. In this fight, there is good counter punching going on, but nobody's been able to grab the bull by the horns. It's like nobody's been able to really take full control of the fight, and that's where it's one of those things where if you let your eyes deceive you, you could let the blood on the face of Arellano not let you give him credit. It lands a good right hand there a few seconds ago onto Gomez. This fight is very, very competitive, and it's very tough to judge, in my opinion.
And I think it's really going to come down to these last 3 rounds. I think conditioning is going to play a big part. Early on, it was a lot of positioning, a lot of jockeying for control. I think down the stretch, we're going to be looking at grit and conditioning.
Chris, has it been more tactical than you expected? Like, neither guy's really allowed the other one to get in and impose their will. It's been back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been impressed with Arellano's boxing ability and boxing IQ. I knew Gomez had it, but Arellano has actually been boxing quite well from the outside, even from the onset.
Yeah, he had a good 5th round, in my opinion, and he's having a good 6th round as well.
Yeah, he's having a really good 6th round here. He's landed some good shots. He landed a nice lead uppercut a few moments ago.
Not always easy to use that jab against an opposite stance. Arellano doing a good job setting up his power punches just like that with the jab.
And that's something about a guy like Arellano. He tends to start kind of slow. He's a little awkward in the beginning, but as the fight wears on, he finds his footing, finds his rhythm. Another clash of heads there on the inside.
It's been a story in this fight. Opposite stances, a lot of clashes of heads. Nothing intentional, nothing dirty. Both guys fighting clean. It's the nature of this kind of fight.
Yeah, lefty versus righty, man. It's always a problem. The battle for the feet and the battle of the heads.
Ooh, I don't know if we have another cut or if it just made the initial cut wider, but that cut has been opened up.
Yeah, Arellano now bleeding profusely. Looks out of the right eye, trying to swipe it away. But to your point, Chris, I don't know if it's multiple cuts or it's the same cut got worse.
Yeah, that seemed to be under control the last round and a half, but that thing is wide open once again.
Well, we're not in Vegas, guys, so they might actually stop a fight because of a cut here.
We will see round number 6 of an action-packed fight.
Oh, big left hand from Gomez catches Arellano. He's backing out tall.
Yeah, you got to stay alert on the inside in these kind of fights.
Yeah, Arellano was having a good round, and then that headbutt kind of threw him off a little bit. Gomez coming on a little bit here toward the end of round 6. Ooh, good shots.
A little hook there from Arellano in there as well.
And they're finishing with a flurry again at the end of round number 6.
Él tira para atrás, cuando venga por ti, da un pasito para atrás, mete la gesta y el gancho duro, ¿ok? Y las va a coger, ¿ok? Cuando él venga para encima de ti, da un pasito para atrás, ¡pum, pum! Y la gancho y la gesta.
Welcome back to ProBox TV. It has been an all-action fight as we begin round number 7 in a moment. That is Jaycob Gomez. Right there's Jose Arellano. His cut man has his work cut out for him. Cut over the right eye. It's been a factor throughout this fight. It's caused by an accidental clash of heads. Bled profusely in the last round.
I'm still trying to tell if it's just the one cut that was reopened or if there was a whole new one.
Again, that step around like you mentioned earlier in the fight, champ. Arellano gets on the inside, he tries that step around.
It's a smart move because Gomez looks to just hold and wait for the break. You can get some work done before you do get broken. Gomez got a little pep in his step here. Start round 7. Looked like he was starting to tire a little bit. He's coming out here with some energy.
Yeah, he's trying to back up Arellano with a little bit of illusion stuff.
Nice angle cut there by Arellano. Looked like he was going in for the clinch and then cut an angle and let his hands go.
Yeah.
Crafty.
That's a good eye-catching stuff from the judge. I don't know how much of it landed clean, but still moving your hands, showing the judges you're working.
Little shoe shine there.
The cut, of course, a sense of urgency. When it has started bleeding, when it has become a factor, Arellano deals with it by being a little bit more offensive. Gomez a pep in his step, but
yeah, that looks like there's a new cut there. It looks like a little vertical one, a little closer to the nose above that right eye of Arellano.
Yeah, you see the hard blinks from Arellano, like he's having trouble seeing into that right eye.
That's the thing. You got to think of the viscosity of blood. It's not like sweat. It's not like water. It's very thick. A lot of times that gets in your eye and it stays there.
And a good left hand there from Gomez a second ago.
Ooh, good shots there on the inside from Arellano.
Arellano trying to get that activity to make Gomez uncomfortable. Gomez has to be careful not to go straight back when Arellano comes like that because he's shooting those straight shots.
But Gomez can make up so much ground with a big shot. A lot of the work that gets done by Arellano gets wiped away because of a big shot by Gomez.
That's a slip.
That's a good call by the referee.
Yeah, referee sees it the right way.
That would have been disastrous for Arellano if that was ruled a knockdown.
Gomez going right back to work.
Yeah, good leaping right hook there from Gomez.
Starting to take a few more chances, getting a little bit wider with his punches.
Yeah, he just needs to work. When he gets on the inside, he's just got to let those hands go in any way possible.
Done well so far with those short combinations. You talked about that step off. Creates a little bit of an angle and throws some short punches.
Clash of heads again. Oh, but Arellano lets those hands go.
And the action continues through 7. It has been a war as advertised. It is the 8th and final round. The fight that has just about everything in it. This replay could be from anywhere.
This was that nice little move that Arellano did. He looked like he was going in for the clinch, cut an angle, and then let his hands go. And to your point, Champ, it was much more of a shoe shine, with not a lot of good landed clean shots, but like you said, eye-catching. Judges see that, and you got a guy who's forcing the action.
Yeah. And I think the urgency in both corners, I think this round could be very important here.
Got to be a sense of urgency here. Might be checking out the cut. That's what it looks like. Doctor checking it out.
That was a quick look by the doctor.
Good to go. Good work by the cut man in the corner. And well, what I meant by that replay could be from anywhere. You know, all the rounds have looked like this. There's some good inside fighting, good power punches by both men.
Arellano going back to that straight right hand to the head to start the round. A nice sharp straight right hand to the head. Trying to get the momentum going early. See how Gomez responds.
Yeah, this has been a very competitive back and forth fight. Neither man has really separated themselves.
Which means neither man can afford to give up this 8th and final round.
Yeah, both corners had a sense of urgency, as they should.
Arellano is the one bleeding from his nose, swelling around the right eye, cut caused by a clash of heads. His face definitely the worst for wear as we end this fight.
I've been impressed with Gomez's poise. He's a young guy.
Flung him down there.
Another good call by the referee there. Lefty-righty situation. Those legs get tangled quite a bit. That eye is streaming blood now.
Oh! Beautiful power shot. And Arellano answering back.
And neither guy giving an inch, guys. I think they know how important this round might be in this fight.
All the power work he has done throughout this fight, Gomez, it has not backed off Arellano. He has never fought for 8 rounds intimidated. He has been in Gomez's face.
Yeah, I mean, that is what he's known for. Is why he's been on our air. It's his third appearance here. He's been the underdog, I think, in all 3 of those contests, and has always come out to try to win.
And even has one here, huh?
Yeah, I mean, a big upset over Oscar Alvarez.
Gomez, the undefeated Puerto Rican, trying to keep his O. Arellano, though, fighting with that trademark Mexican heart.
Gomez has been doing some good work this round with some of those big shots. The face is a bloody mask of Arellano with those 2 cuts over the right eye, blood from the nose as well.
And that's the thing, this fight has been a skill fight, a fight of attrition. Even on the inside, a lot of wrestling. It really wears you down.
He's had a bit of everything for 8 rounds with 30 seconds left to go in the final round.
Nice uppercut on the inside.
Oh, that's saying the push-off with the shoulder.
Yeah, that's the second warning. Gomez showing good conditioning. I've been impressed with him the past 2 rounds. He's been on his toes a little bit.
There's the clapper for the final round. Who will finish strong in what has been a very competitive fight? Fireworks in the super featherweight division, and it's going to go to the judges, gentlemen.
Both men looking very confident. Hands are raised.
Both have had their moments. Both have landed power punches. Both have had flurries. But will the face of Arellano tell the tale? That is the question right now in this fight. How will the judges see the boxing? How will they see the damage? How will they see the blood?
We see these guys exchanging punches that last round. Both men. Oh no, this is early on. Obviously, there's no blood, so this is early on. Great back and forth action with these guys. A lot of feinting and high boxing IQ early on, trying to get position, get their man off rhythm. There we saw a big left hand from Gomez. The difference really has been
clash of heads there.
Yeah, a lot of clash of heads. The difference really for me was the power of Gomez. He was landing the big eye-catching shots, the ones that were having an effect. But Arellano was very consistent, landing shots throughout, like that one, and was boxing really well in the second half of the fight.
Yeah, there's back and forth moments in this fight where I don't know if this is the easiest fight to score here. I'm gonna be very curious to see how the judges have it. I'd hate to be a judge in this fight. You see a lot of times the effort of Arellano too on the inside. He doesn't land everything cleanly, but he's putting hands on Gomez. Is again a mix of exchanges of headbutts and punches and pushing and
legs getting tangled.
Yeah, even the physical work. There was a good left hand by Gomez.
Yeah, that was the best punch of that last round.
And the return from Arellano as he tries to get it back. Good to see the respect on both guys, but this is a good fighter and it's in great fights.
Outstanding fight all the way around. Only suspense left is how did the judges see it? That is a big question, and only Jim Sorensen can answer it for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have some love for these gentlemen. 8 incredible rounds, and we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Efren LeBron scores this bout 76-76. Judge Jed O'Connor and Judge Christopher Young both score this bout 77-75 in favor of your winner by majority decision and still undefeated Jaycob Gomez.
It was difficult, it was gritty, it was technical. It's everything you love to see in a young fighter in a fight like this.
Yeah, and you know, we mentioned, you know, how this was a very difficult fight to score, that it was very, very close. You're not going to get a closer scorecard. 77-75 on 2 judges' scorecards, 76-76 on the third. That's a majority decision, literally separated by 1 round.
Is that how you saw, Paulie? 1 round, 2 round, one way or the other?
I mean, when it ended, I said I hate to be the judges. I did not envy the judges in this fight. It was a good fight. It was a competitive fight. Both guys showed grit, hunger, determination, and skill. And we got Jaycob Gomez as a winner in a fight where both guys deserve a lot of praise.
You know, we talk about this a lot tonight is, you know, 10 fights into his career, 11 fights in, you want these difficult, gritty fights to learn lessons from. If you are Gomez's trainer, what's the lesson you're taking home tonight?
Man, you got a jab. You're a good boxer. I mean, you got great counters, you got good power, but you need to set those shots up with the jab. You've got to be able to separate yourself, and the jab is often the punch that can separate in a tough fight like this. So make sure those judges can see all the work that you're doing.
Yeah, you don't want to always have to win fights because of exchanges. It makes the work very, very difficult. You can control the pace with a jab, especially if you got a good educated jab like Gomez does have. You can pick the moments where you win the fight through exchanges, and the rest of it where you're controlling with the jab, so that you're dictating the pace.
It was an amazing fight, back and forth. Well, guess what? We have more to go. That was just the co-main event. When we come back, our main event here at ProBox TV. Don't go anywhere.
Jaycob Gomez getting through that fight with a victory, I think, is really really important for his career. It was a really tough fight, very, very close. I think there's a lot of learning. There's a lot of learning material from him in that fight that I think if they're going to go back and look at this, they're going to see there was a lot of opportunities for them to separate themselves in this fight, because you don't want to have to scrape through fights like that as the guys get better and better.
And power punching being the difference. One of the things, a power punch isn't always going to be there. You can't rely on the ability for your power to get you back in, Paul.
Yeah, especially that the power punches don't always land cleanly. For example, you got guys who are shifty and move around. It's not always easy to land those clean shots.
That's right, back at ProBox TV, the main event. On the way, that's right, Angelo Leo versus Eduardo Baez. Look, we said it at the beginning of the show. It's about grit, determination, a lot of phone booth fighting. And when it comes to that, it's the one thing that's not on the tail of the tape. When you look at what is on the tail of the tape, a slight height advantage for Baez, slight reach advantage for Angelo Leo. They're only a year apart. It's about who imposes their technical skill and will tonight. We saw what Leo can do with the body shots. He says Baez is vulnerable to that. Baez says, I am ready for a war. I can take his punches and outlast him. Will it look like our co-main event? We'll see when it gets started. We'll see what the bettors think about it. Angelo Leo minus 800. 8-1 favorite. Eduardo Baez, $100 gets you $500. According to the bettors in this fight, co-main event, we had a very, very close one, despite a 4-1 disparity in odds. So it's the fighters who get it done. And to get them started, Jim Sorensen will kick off our main event. Take it away, Jim.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it, the moment you have all been waiting for, our main event of the evening. Tonight, this fight is scheduled for 10 rounds in the featherweight division, and the winner will receive the WBA Continental North America featherweight belts. Your judges for this fight, Shami Shipman, Efren LeBron, and Jed O'Connor. And your referee in charge is Alicia Collins. Introducing to you first, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the orange and black trunks, and he weighed in at 125.4 pounds. His record, 23 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws, with 9 big wins by knockout. From Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico, bienvenidos a Eduardo Fantástico Baez. And the champion and reigning WBA Continental North America featherweight title holder, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the purple and silver trunks. He weighed in at 125.8 pounds. His record is 23 wins, just 1 loss, with 11 big wins by knockout. From Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Las Vegas, Nevada, please welcome Angelo Leo.
All right, guys, you received your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself and obey my commands at all times. Your trunk is good right here at the top, and your trunks are good right here. Touch them up if you want to.
We are set to get underway for our main event. Angelo Leo riding high off a beautiful body shot knockout for Mike Plania last time here at ProBox TV. Can he do it again as we begin round number 1? Eduardo Baez in the red with black trim. Angelo Leo in the purple with silver trim.
Baez coming out with some big shots right away. He has the edge in experience, and he's trying to impose that on Angelo Leo here in round number 1.
Yeah, he's trying to back up Leo right away. Gonna put him on his heels.
Nice hard feint.
Had ups and downs in his career, 23-5-2. Won his last 2 fights by knockout, looking to keep that streak going tonight.
You can feel the tension in the air here, getting ready for this main event. These guys are looking to unleash.
Yeah, you see Baez looking to throw everything hard as well. He's trying to get the attention of Leo right away. You see Leo more calculated.
Leo in the fighter meeting so relaxed. I mean, you know, I'm getting good work for this fight. I feel like I'm fighting better than I ever have, saying all the right things about momentum. He feels that's on his side tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's been looking fantastic his last couple bouts, you know, after a long layoff. But he's got some big things on the horizon if he can get a win here tonight.
First timing attempt there from Leo as he tried to come over the top of that hard Baez jab. Baez is that's try to throw some off-speed stuff. He's throwing everything hard, and it's going to get to the point where Leo's going to start seeing and countering it.
Ooh. A little bit of a look. Well, that was on the break. We know about the body punching of Leo.
And you were saying, Jimmy, that Baez has opportunities for the body shots from Angelo Leo, that Leo was saying, but it's because he fights tall, he fights long. But to get inside there, you got to deal with the uppercuts of Baez, which he has some excellent ones.
And Leo trying to bull his way in. Heard the referee, hands are free, keep punching.
Nice right hands there from Baez.
Yeah, early aggression. The fighter from Mexico.
Good body shot there from Baez.
Yeah, good exchanges in general.
It's kind of range we expected early on, a little more chest-to-chest fighting.
Baez fighting like a man who's very, very confident, which is what I saw all week of him walking around on campus. Good chopping right hand there, cuts off Leo, and an uppercut, and a body shot from Baez.
Best combination of the round, guys.
Baez starting out aggressively in round number 1.
Trying to bull Leo here.
Now, not a lot of physical differences on the tail of the tape, but Baez right now fighting like the bigger man, fighting like he's imposing his will right now.
Certainly acting like it. I always talk about experience, man. It is the greatest intangible, and Baez has been in with some really, really good fighters.
Esa, bien. Esa, bien, muy bien. Bien, fantástico, muy bien. Excelente trabajo, ¿ok? Tiene, ha ganado. Sigue con ese trabajo, ¿ok? Ese trabajo, mantener la distancia, ¿ok? Cuando usted entra aquí, con él, los ángulos, ¿ok? Para que no se pueda apoyar para estar izquierda, ¿ok? Es lo único que tiene.
Keep working that body. Money in the bank, okay? Keep working that body. Move the head though when you're standing right there. Don't stay with your head right there. Move that head. If he's gonna throw, catch, and what?
Welcome back to ProBox TV. We're in between rounds 1 and 2 of our main event. Eduardo Baez getting a talking to from his corner. Very aggressive in round number 1. Staying behind the jab, good straight punches, keeping that man, Angelo Leo, at a distance. We're underway in round number 2. Both fighters starting out taking some risks with big punches to start round number 2.
Baez has that big jump in and big jump out. Good exchanges inside. Everything's intense with Baez, even the way he steps in.
And even his attitude, the way he carries himself. Oh, look at the redness on the side of Baez's ribcage from those shots from Leo.
Yeah, Leo's slowly getting himself in there now, and again, it's the superior class. He lost a few seconds ago, a triple left hook on the inside. Especially right here, if they're gonna lay in there. Good body shot by Baez. If they're gonna lay in there, you're gonna start to see the shot selection of Leo may come into play here.
We've been saying it all night. Phone booth fight is what we expected in the main event. Exactly this kind of range.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Baez can keep up this intensity as the rounds wear on. Good shot there from Leo on the inside. Nice chopping right hand. Nice angle there created by Leo to try and open up that left hook to the body.
Wing and punch trying to reach the lights. That left hand from Baez.
And that's the thing I like about Leo in his offense. He creates it. He creates opportunities from his angles, from his movement, from his jabs.
Baez trying to create that space, even with those long arms. Good angle change by Leo.
Good left hook to the liver there from Leo, all for that created angle.
It's two rounds into a 10-round fight.
Yeah, this pace is good.
Yeah. Stiff jab from Baez, and Leo comes right over the top.
Baez so far fighting the way he said he would, which is not backing down. He was unintimidated by the power punching inside of Leo.
I've honestly never seen Baez fight any other way besides this. So.
No surprise in that interview.
Nice double right hand from Leo. Catches Baez as he pulls out tall. Yeah, I think that intensity is already starting to wane on Baez.
Yeah, you see Leo now starting to be the one who's coming forward consistently, trying to take physical control of the fight and not just mental control.
You can see the red blotches on the ribcage and the flanks of Baez on both sides. Ooh, good left hook hand upstairs from Baez. Catches Angelo Leo.
Everyone knows body shots take the energy right out of you. You got snap in your step until they start landing. Can't take that full breath anymore. A little admonishment about leading with the head. Get the feeling that's going to be a theme tonight.
Ooh, nice combination from Baez.
Leo starting to find his range in round number 2. Much more a pocket fight than round number 1, gentlemen.
Yeah, a lot more action. Both guys are getting to each other. And Leo, I think, was a little overwhelmed by the intensity of Baez in the first round, but that second round, he was able to assert himself, get himself in good position, get his feet underneath him, and land some really, really nice shots on the inside.
And also those explosive steps Baez was taking all the way in and all the way out. Explosive coming in. Sometimes he was actually smothered himself so explosively coming in. I think as you wear out, though you're less explosive with your steps, you're going to lay in more. There's a sharp counter right hand there by Leo right over the top of that jab of Baez, which I think if Baez doesn't take off some of the speed on some of these jabs, is going to be easier to time. Good double hook there to the body as well by Baez, Jim.
You know, Baez committed more to his straight punches in round number 1. A little straighter with the jab, a little straighter with the right. Does he need to get back to that type of success, or does he want this phone booth fight?
Well, he abandoned the jab that he had in the first round. First round, he came out throwing hard, stiff, long jabs, and then the second round, there was none of that.
And I don't know if he has the legs to stay on the outside anymore. You know, we'll see. Those punches, straight punches work if you're able to stay on the outside, but let's see.
Talked about the footwork. Does he have his legs starting out moving a lot in round number 3?
Yeah, but to your point, Chef, super exaggerated those movements from Baez.
And it fatigue you, especially in a fight with this pace, champ. And then that's the thing, we're all strong in the first minute of the round. So you gotta fight for all 3 though.
Are you strong in the last minute? That's the question.
And growing up, my coach always says, everybody's got 3 rounds. What happens after that?
We are in Leo territory inside. A 23-1 boxer fighting out of Las Vegas. Oh, good right hand over the top from Baez.
Leo rolled with that a little bit, take some of that.
Yeah, we call that rubbernecking.
Yep.
Turn with it. It's like, I think it was a Gabriel Ruelas. He's very good at that.
Yes, yep.
Leo right now trying to turn that taller frame of Baez into a disadvantage, staying in close.
Well-placed body work. Even the punches that land on the arms, you feel like you can feel those. They're digging your elbows into your own rib cage. Just because they're technically blocked doesn't mean they're not doing damage. Nice dig to the body there from Baez.
You know, Sugar Ray Leonard famously said of Roberto Duran, you know, manos de piedra. He goes, everywhere he hit me, hurt me. Hurt me on my elbows, hurt me on my gloves, hurt me on my hands. That is heavy-handedness, gentlemen.
He even said in that first fight that he shifted his top row of teeth when he hit him with a left hook. Nice body shot there from Baez with the right hand. Created an angle there from Leo and going a good left hand upstairs.
Now again, another fight where there's a lot of wrestling, and that's going to also be very fatiguing.
Oh, good right hand over the top.
Again, is that Baez not changing the speed on that jab? Leo's starting to get the timing on it.
Baez, he stays so tall when he jabs, even on the inside. There's going to be openings for that right hand over the top all night long.
Leo finding the fight at his range in round number 3. It's been this way since the end of round number 1 for Leo. It's been inside, good body punching, hook over the top. Oof.
And those are straight punches there from Baez, but again, not a lot of steam on them anymore.
Back and forth action between these two. Nobody wants to give up a step. Man, you can hear those Leo body shots ringside. Even the short little ones like that, that are super tight, you can hear them heavy.
Oh, that was the combination he used to stop Lania.
Yep. It's that Canelo right uppercut, left hook to the liver shot. Nice push off right hand.
And getting a ton of distance with it. We end round number 3. Once again, gentlemen, a pocket kind of fight, right where Leo wants to be, right chest to chest.
I mean, it's where both guys want to be. That's what Baez, set the tone. But Leo is starting to really, really make up ground, and it seems to be there's a change of momentum. Leo's overhand rights and body work are starting to chip away at the aggression of Baez and all that effort that he was putting in those first 2 rounds.
working on it. Keep working.
Angelo Leo being attended to as we begin round number 4, scheduled for 10. WBA Continental North America title on the line. Hand in front, work your jab was the advice for Baez. From his corner, man, good advice. Keep the shorter body puncher at a distance, but as you guys keep pointing out, Baez kind of likes this inside fight. We don't know if he's going to use his jab well enough.
Again, the overhand right, counter over the top. I think Baez never got the jab off, but Leo was planning to come over the top like he did right there.
I love how Leo was able to change the ranges on those right hands. He can be on the inside and chop it and throw it over the top. He can make it long from the mid-range.
Not able to get away from the jab now in the corner.
Leo's one of those guys, you don't want to start something you can't finish. And if you're going to stand there in front and bang with him, he's willing to do it also, and he does it really well.
Ooh. You talked about momentum in the last round, certainly on the side of Angelo Leo.
Leo doing a good job cutting off the ring, taking those side steps.
Trying to walk Baez down.
Definitely a shift in momentum here.
Yeah, Baez decided to flow like a butterfly. It's still getting hit, though. Oh, and a good right hand there by Baez. Comes back with a combination.
You talk about those leaps, Paulie, those leaps in stance, but they take a lot of energy.
Yeah. And you see there's less explosive now than they were earlier in the fight.
Yeah, you can see the power has changed in Baez. He's not quite as explosive, quite as powerful with his punches, and Leo is actually picking up his power.
Don't forget to join us April 24th, Marquez Valle versus Damian Sosa. Valle putting his undefeated record on the line.
Mouse developing on the outside of the left eye of Baez, probably from those overhand rights that Leo has been consistently landing the last 2 rounds.
Stop! No punches! Hit rest on his head, okay? Box.
Oh, leaping in with power on that right side is Leo.
Yeah, Leo tries to punish your body, and you can see it. Trying to throw harder shots here. He just misses with the overhand right.
Another good right hand.
Ooh, so explosive is Leo as he comes in, closes those distance behind the jab, powers with those big right hands and finishes with those body shots.
Looks like in this round 4, Baez starting to wind down just a little bit. Not bouncing like he was in round number 1. Certainly not the activity on his punches. Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful catch and shoot off that body shot from Baez. Uppercut right to the chin.
You see that mouse is starting to grow there on the underneath the eye.
The pressure of Leo is starting to wear on Baez. Ooh, big right hand upstairs again.
Body shots are money in the bank. It looks like they are starting to pay off for Angelo Leo.
Thank you, sir.
That right hand there. That was earlier in the round. You start seeing that. You saw Baez try to come right back and actually landed a right hand at the end of that combination himself.
I actually think that right hand was what caused that mouse over the eye.
Yeah, and there's another right hand there. Could be any of those, right, champ? And there's a body shot, but a catch and shoot. Throw too wide on a guy like Leo, he's going to start catching and shooting. You started seeing as the fight wears on, Leo starting to get the timing. First, Baez was coming with the hard jabs, but Leo came over the top, started coming over the top with right hands, starts timing them.
But you see the character of Baez. He always comes right back, even when he gets hit with a big shot.
Yeah, he's a fighter through and through.
So far, no quit in Eduardo Baez. So he gets his corner advice, but Angelo Leo starting to take this fight over. On the attack already in round number 5 as we're just getting started, scheduled for 10 rounds. Angelo Leo, the purple and silver. Eduardo Baez, the orange and black.
See Baez now coming out, moving, looking to box on the outside.
Baez has to be careful. Got to stay low on those ropes. He's usually done a good job there in this fight, but there he took a nice hook from Leo as he was up too high as he was moving up against the ropes. I don't understand quite the bouncing of Baez. It burns energy, and it doesn't create anything. I think maybe he's just looking for breaks from the intense action when they're at close range.
Yeah, I agree, Champ. I think it's the onslaught of Leo that's caused Baez to change up and move. Because, like you said, he's not building off of his movement.
And it's not that smooth kind of movement that will set up punches for you. Oh, you hear the thudding body shots.
Man, almost sounded like the end of round clap, that shot right to the ribs. That's the trademark of Leo, that inside punching.
Yeah, I've been impressed with the power that he's been able to generate from so close on the inside with those body shots.
Good jabs there by Baez. I feel like you should really stick to more consistently with those.
Like he did in round one. He was long. He fought very long in round one.
But the problem is he's too front foot heavy. He's looking for too many other punches. If he could just sit on the jab for a little while, he might be able to take some control of the range and distance. But he's front foot heavy, and it allows Leo to also come over the top of that jab with the right hand.
Leo in the fighter interview said Raymond Ford is on his radar. Like to fight him. He's taking care of business tonight. No problem at all. Going after the ribs.
Watch the back of the head.
Eduardo Baez. He's not overlooking anybody. You can see that in the way he's fighting.
You're also seeing the class of Leo start to shine through. You know, Baez came out real strong in the first 3 rounds, but like I said, everybody can fight hard for 3 rounds. What happens after that? Champions aren't made in 3 rounds. They're made in 12.
Yep. And Baez is a durable guy. He'll be in there, but Leo, you can see the quality of Leo. Oof. In control.
And the difference in the quality of the punches of both men. Like Baez is trying to answer everything, but Leo has the better position, the better balance, landing the bigger punches on that inside.
Now with this movement we've seen, you said wastes a lot of energy, Paul. We'd like to see some jabs off of this movement, some straight punches off of this movement.
Well, that's the thing. Baez has all confused because he wants to be a mover, but he's also on his front foot. Guys who fight on the move fight off the back foot. He's on his front foot. His weight is on his front foot constantly, which is why you get which right hands over the top of his jabs. And also, you can't really box on the front foot. He wants to be a boxer on the outside, but you can't box. See, there's another right hand over the top. You're inviting those when you're on the front foot.
Yeah, he's not evading any of these punches. Jabs, left hooks, right hands, all of them are landing for Leo.
We're at the halfway point of this fight, scheduled for 10 rounds. For the WBA Continental North America title. And so far, Angelo Leo is having his way on the inside, doing great work with the jab. We talk about the movement of Eduardo Baez, but it's not followed up by any straight punches. He can't physically get any rest from the attack of Angelo Leo so far.
Yeah, even when he is on his toes, like you said, Champ, he's getting out worked, he's getting out jabbed because of where his body position is while he's moving. He's heavy on that front foot, so he's getting out jabbed even while moving.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, the more these rounds go on, the more it's becoming running on the part of Baez and less fighting. Let's see how he plans to get through the second half of this fight.
Leo, 6 rounds. 6 rounds.
We begin round number 6. Angelo Leo told us all about his confidence, his momentum. Says, I'm fighting better than I ever have. I'm ready for the big names. I'm ready for the big stages. I'm ready for everything. A lot of times somebody in that position, they might overlook their next opponent, but you can tell he's put his prep in tonight.
Yeah, I mean, in the first round, it looked like he could have been overlooking Baez. Baez came out really strong, but then kind of woke Leo up, and ever since then, he has been really putting the effort and showing his class. Baez hanging tough, though. Landing a couple good punches in this round. Right hands. Comes back with some good hard body shots there.
Watch your heads.
Now, when we start talking about heart and toughness and determination, it's usually when you're losing a fight by a wide margin. That right now is probably what's happening. Leo taking this fight away from Eduardo Baez. I mean, what changes do you want to see made at this point in the fight where you start wearing out, you start running out of steam, but Baez has to keep the punches coming?
Yeah, I don't really know how much he has in the tank in terms of, or really in the bag, how much he has in terms of having tricks, but I think he's just got to grit this one out. That's what he's used to doing.
Yeah, I'm looking at him and I'm trying to think, what is his game plan right now? I think he's just trying to figure out a way to get through the fight here. You know, he's throwing punches. He's even throwing some impactful punches at times. But what's his methodology to winning the fight? I don't really know. I don't really see it. You know, you can see Leo has sort of a game plan in terms of what he wants to execute, the angles he's fighting at, the shot selection he has. Baez is kind of just in there taking it second by second, and at times he throws some punches, at times he runs, at times he's holding, at times it's not really a path to victory.
Nice right hand.
Oh, and a good left hook. Leo now, you see, he's looking for the big shots.
Also, Baez hasn't thrown with enough authority to keep Leo off of him. Hasn't gotten his respect with his punching power yet.
And also, you notice Baez is jabbing less. Why is that? Because he gets counter over the top of it. He doesn't understand that it's not the fact that he's jabbing and getting counter over the top of it that's a problem. The fact that he's jabbing on the front foot that is the problem.
Jabbing on the front foot while going backwards.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think you should jab on the front foot even going forward. I think weight should still be balanced out because you're still inviting a counter right hand, but he's not jabbing at all now because he probably hasn't figured out what the problem is, and he's like, I'm getting counters, so I'm going to stop using the jab. Oh, nice body shot, though.
And one body shot deserves another. Leo comes right back with his.
You don't notice you get reminded when you get a good one, you're like, you know what, let me give one back.
10 seconds, gentlemen. Listen for the bell.
A lot of power shown from Angelo Leo in this round. You can tell he's
still trying to stay in and still trying to answer back. A couple of decent flurries toward the end of that round, but mostly Angelo Leo, as you say, his class on display, especially on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing it all tonight, and he's been so impressive each time out, and he's being impressive again once again, tonight. There's a big, beautiful overhand right that was timed perfectly by Leo. Like I said, he made a shift in that round. He was like, I'm going to land big eye-catching shots, see if I can get this guy out of here.
Eduardo Baez getting the advice from the corner. As you said, Paulie, like, I don't know what the game plan is. Don't know exactly what his path to victory is.
Yeah.
Get ready to get round 7.
He's tough. He's in there fighting. I'm trying to see what the game plan is. Your map to victory.
Unfortunately, oftentimes toughness just means a longer beating.
I mean, it looks like there's a roadmap written on the sides of Baez from the left hooks to the body that he's been taking. I don't know if you guys can see that at home. But
it is welted up severely. Too much Vaseline. They're stopping to make sure that's rubbed in. To your point, champ, look at these ribs. They're just bright red.
Chewed up.
That's sort of Angelo Leo's calling card.
Yeah.
Leaving those red ribs.
Red or broken.
Both you guys know that, body shots, about now is when it starts sinking in. You start realizing how you're having trouble breathing, start slowing down, legs start paying the price.
And a lot of times, guys, once they're hurt to the body, their chin starts to fade. They don't take the punches as well.
Baez trying to get on that jab. You saw the attempt over the top by Leo there. It's going to be there every time if he doesn't adjust that footwork.
Now we got Leo moving around the ring, but he's using it to set up shots like that one there.
Exactly. You can see he's thinking as he's moving.
Well, he's got a method to the
madness.
Baez gets to play the role of the instigator, the aggressor a bit. Hasn't done that in a while. He's wearing round number 7 scheduled for 10.
Nice in and out level changes from Leo as he's circling, using that footwork. Good shots there from Baez. Not real hard, but getting the numbers up. And back comes Leo getting the numbers up.
And we've been talking about what it might take for Baez to get a little reprieve from Leo to back him off. And this might be it, just keeping punches in his face. Keep him at a little bit of a distance. Leo, the last few rounds, has been doing great work inside. At range just like this.
Leo's slowing down a little bit. I'm not sure if he got hit with one of those body shots that affected him, or maybe the movement tired him out, but not the same intensity on the punches on the inside.
A little catch and shoot there from Baez with the uppercut.
Looked like maybe in round 6, you know, Leo was looking a little bit for the finish. See if I can hurt this guy, maybe get him out of here. Well, that takes some energy. Might be recuperating this round 7.
Yeah, it could also be some, take a round off at times. Although now they're exchanging again, and Leo putting some numbers up.
It also is round 7, so now we got 3 rounds after this. A lot of times guys will take a round to breathe so they can finish strong the last 3.
It's quite possible here.
Oh, good right hand over the top by Leo.
Yeah, maybe Leo decided he's going to stop fighting this round.
Yeah, I took a minute and a half off.
I took my rest. I'm good.
Watch the back of the head.
Now some deep breaths in there from Leo on the inside. You can see it, yeah.
10 seconds, gentlemen.
It's been a high-paced fight since round 1, so.
They've earned a little break in round number 7. Not much of a break. They're still throwing to the bell.
No punches.
Yeah, break for these 2.
Baez a little bit more success in round number 7, enough to keep at least Leo at bay.
Yeah, he was letting those hands go, getting those numbers up, running the hands, but Leo keeps landing those big eye-catching shots, and he was using that movement to set up some good punches. There's the right hand over the top as well. The varied right hand, where he's able to chop on the inside or throw it from his movement. Beautiful stuff from Angelo Leo, even in a round where we considered it an off round.
Emmanuel Stewart called them comparison rounds. Remember him talking about that? So the guy does a little better, but he's still losing the fight. Still losing the round. Yeah. Just looked a little better. They're comparison rounds.
Yeah, Baez did better that round, but I'm still not giving it to him.
Yeah. Moral victories, but no sympathy rounds.
8th round. Let's go.
Maybe Eduardo Baez in his corner. All right, a little bit more of that. We saw it worked a little bit more of that. We begin round number 8. Eduardo Baez in the orange and black, 23-5-2. Taking on Angelo Leo in the purple and silver, 23-1, 11 knockouts. Leo, the vicious body puncher. Also, excellent stuff over the top when Baez pays a little too much attention to his ribs. That right hand's always there.
Ooh, good. Shovel uppercut to the body on the inside from Angelo Leo, then he comes right back upstairs. Baez is tough, man. Super durable.
Yeah. Not twice. He's not been stopped, right?
No, he gets stopped by Navarrete.
Oh,
he got stopped 1 time.
Well,
but that's Navarrete.
We can all understand that one.
Yeah.
Vicious body shot.
One of the biggest 126-pounders I've ever seen.
Warning from the referee about rabbit punching, going behind the head.
Trying to time it up.
Good right hand by Baez.
Yeah, after Leo had just missed a timing shot himself. And again, Baez back on his bike.
A little bit more commitment in this round, just like the last round, to the straight punches.
Yeah, you can tell that Leo is working harder this round. It did seem like he took that last round off.
That's right.
Baez shakes his head no, and then eats another one.
But again, these shots land. Good exchange.
Baez has landed his best punches in this round over the since a few rounds ago, but it doesn't seem to really have an effect on Leo.
Stop! Get off his head. Get off his head. Box.
Oh, beautiful left hook.
Yeah, leaping in left hook from Leo. I tell you, Baez has a good chin, though.
Absolutely.
I was about to say, there's no physical quit in this guy. We haven't had that surrender moment.
Huge shot from Baez. Left hook catches Leo as they exchange left hooks.
Yeah, Leo was coming up, trying to throw his own left hook, and he kind of came up into Baez's left hook.
Yeah, ran right into that one.
Well, Leo's got to be thinking, what's going to take for this guy to quit? Right? What's going to take for this guy to give up and stop trying to hit me? But
Baez is definitely making him work for it.
Definitely is. He's landing some big punches, and Baez still in there, still trying to win.
Another leaping left hook there from Angelo Leo. Catches Baez, partially blocked, though.
The waning seconds of round number 8. Baez still in it, but Angelo Leo in range to land big shots.
Wednesday night fights.
on the next Wednesday night fight, April 24th. Hot ProBox prospect Marcus Valle steps up to the main event against Damian Samurai Sosa. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProboxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday night fights.
2 rounds to go in our main event, scheduled for 10. Last couple rounds, Baez kind of getting back in it, but Leo doing what he does.
Yeah, I mean, Baez landed some really heavy punches that round. There you see a nice shuttle uppercut that landed good. Leo comes right back.
That was Leo getting hit as he was coming up for that left hook as well. I don't know if Baez was meaning to time him or he just threw the hook and he just caught Leo with it.
And we are underway, round number 9. Angelo Leo, Eduardo Baez. This is the range of Leo. But Baez, last couple rounds, been able to get a little bit of distance, land some decent straight punches. Catch Leo off guard just a bit.
And again,
timing shot there.
Yeah, no adjustment from Baez with that jab. I mean, it's good that he's jabbing, but it's bad that he does it on the front foot.
Oh, 3 big right hands in a row from Leo this round. Baez comes right back.
He may not land as effectively, but Baez always comes back with something. He always lets you know he's right there fighting.
Yeah, he always answers, comes right back, like you said. And he's trying too much to show you, I'm not hurt. I'm here, I'm in this fight.
A lot of heart and guts from this young man.
A couple of head clashes in there, too. They got to be careful.
Oh, that's going to get a warning. Big swing and a miss from Baez there with the left hook. He had success with that last round, but he missed it here. And Leo comes back with a right hand and a few jabs behind it. Boom, another big right hand over the top.
Leo's had excellent timing on that right hand throughout this fight. Another warning again, this time for a low blow.
Regardless how this ends up, Angelo Leo's going to know he was in a fight tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, both these guys are going to sleep good. Nice and sore. They'll wake up nice and sore tomorrow.
I can never sleep after fights. It doesn't matter how the fight went, I can never sleep.
Doesn't help when every time you roll over, your ribs hurt.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to wake up. That'll wake you up, too.
Oh,
good right hand.
And back comes Baez. Yep. Oh, nice left hook to the body there. Snuck in there by Leo.
Violence in this fight. Jeez. He's got right above us right now. We can hear all these shots. Physicality of this fight.
I think that body shot affected Baez. That was a really sneaky shot. You see him looking to hold on for the first time. I've never seen him get hit with big shots and not come back immediately.
Yeah, looks like it took at least some of the energy out of him. Some slapping punches on that combination.
And it also is round 9, guys, so, you know, it's in a big pace fight. Fatigue also plays a factor.
Yeah, we forget these guys are also human.
Oh, good hook there as well.
Yeah, good job throwing in the middle of the combination.
Leo winning the position battle more and more consistently now.
Yeah, the last fight ended early for Leo, but the fight before that, we had him with Polanco on our air, who was a very, very tough customer, took a lot of punches. We got to see the gas tank of Leo late, and he was able to put on enough pressure and power punches to get Polanco out of there. I'm sure he'd love to do that tonight against Baez, but man, is he tough.
So far, as we head to the final round, Baez's chin has held up. He's been physically in this fight.
Chin and his ribcage. He's tough all around.
Yeah, speaking of soreness, that'll be sore tomorrow. On the side of his ribcage.
Last round.
Don't let him outwork you, okay? It's the last round. Give it all you got, okay? Give it all you got. Be smart in there, though, okay? Be smart in there. You got this.
Okay? Hey, apóyate bien el golpeo ese. Arriba y abajo, tipo tornillo, con la mano de frente. Cuídate del gancho, ¿ok? En el clincher ponte vivo, no te me pongas casi bobeando. Vamos, hey, vamos allá, capaz, el último round, vamos.
Advice for Baez from his corner, lean on him and hit him. You heard Angelo Leo's corner. Don't let this guy outwork you. And it's about pride at this point. Don't be stupid, but don't let your opponent outwork you. Show you're tougher. Last round, Angelo Leo, Eduardo Baez, WBA Continental North America title on the line.
I don't think either man's toughness is going to be in question after tonight.
Doesn't anybody tell Baez, bro, stop jamming on the front foot. You get hit with right hands over the top of the jab every single round, dude.
No, they literally said lean on him and hit him. So no, absolutely not. It's the exact opposite of what you're saying.
But the instruction for Baez is to jab. It's not like it's just jab the right way, dude. Man, how many right hands you want to get over the top with before you realize it?
Need any training advice? Paulie Malignaggi, easy to find on social media. Well, you're right, champ. It's very, very true. It's been a problem he's had from the beginning. Using that counter right hand of Leo.
Leo put some nice combinations together a few moments ago.
No surprise, neither fighter fighting Leo probably way ahead. Not fighting like this one's in the back. He's coming out to fight in round 10.
That's what his corner wanted.
And also, Leo's the kind of fighter, he wants to impress you every round. You know, he's on a world-class level. Leo is legitimately could fight for a world championship in his next fight if the opportunity arose. He's that level of fighter.
I remember the first time we saw him on air, I was like, God, this guy's going to be in a world title fight soon.
Stop with the shoulders, gentlemen, in box.
Haven't seen a lot of weaknesses for Leo in this fight. He's been tactical, he's been quick, working the body very well. Good job sneaking in that right hand over the top. As you mentioned, Paulie, off the jab, that right hand is always there for Leo.
Aside from that first round, it's really been all Leo. I mean, he's just been, the class really started to show after round 3, but even the power and the work rate was immediately after round 1 was over, started to take over. Good read there from Leo. Even off the movement, Baez, that same thing. He's getting underneath those right hands.
Good job cutting off the ring as well. Excellent footwork for Leo.
Pushing the fight all the way to the end. Off this break, he's going to come forward to Baez, you see? Doesn't take his lead for granted. He wants to still try to get this stoppage.
There's still time for it. We've got 30 seconds left. Baez does look to be wilting a little bit here at the end of round 10.
So far, the chin of Baez and, as you pointed out, the ribs have held up. He's not been down in this fight, despite eating a lot of punches, taking a lot of punishment.
And hasn't even been visibly hurt, really. I mean, he really is a durable guy.
10 seconds left in what has been a very entertaining fight. Eduardo Baez took a lot of punches, a lot of damage. He was in there until the final moment. No let up from Angelo Leo. Great performance from Leo from start to finish. Maybe a little frustration that we're seeing the final bell, but still an excellent performance from Leo.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It was you know, we talked about the class. Here we see in round number 1, this is where Baez really came out really strong. He was impressive in round 1. Leo looked a little surprised, but came round 2, he came back, started landing those big overhand rights, which was a storyline of this fight all night long. Back and forth action, but really it was Leo's class that he was to separate the two. The body shots on the right hands were consistent all night long.
See, Baez tried the whole time. There's that nice catch and shoot there from Leo. He showed all the wrinkles there. Because Baez gives you enough activity where you can counter him. There's a right hand again that we were talking about. That came over the top of the jab all night long. Baez gave you the effort all night, and that also created more punching opportunities for Leo, as well as landed some decent shots for Baez himself. But you saw the body attack as well. I think Baez will be sore to the body tomorrow. Another right hand. There were many. There were plenty for us to tell you about those. Another one there. Hey.
Yeah, aside from those comparison rounds, like you were saying, Jimmy, you know, it's really hard to give Baez these rounds because the work rate from Leo on the punches, the power punches that he was landing was very consistent.
Now, the one question some people had, you know, you talk about his class, man, world title's coming, he's coming from the next level. Trap fights like this can be difficult, and he didn't treat it like a trap fight at all. He treated it like a must-win, going to get this guy out of here, do what I do like a professional.
Well, that's the thing. ProBox TV doesn't give you any gimmies. Well, if you're going to try to work your way to that world title fight, the ProBox TV fights will still keep you busy in tough fights.
Well, let's hear how the judges saw it. Jim Sorensen, let's hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, some respect for these fighters. What a show, and we go to the judges' scorecards.
Excellent.
Judge Jed O'Connor scores this bout 97 to 93. Judges Shami Shipman and Efren LeBron both score this bout 98-92 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and still the WBA Continental North American Featherweight Champion, Angelo Leo!
No surprise there. Lopsided unanimous decision for Angelo Leo. Belt around his waist, but what does the future hold from him? You look at his style, you look at everything he brings. What would you say is next, Paul?
Well, you know what? 3 wins in a row here at ProBox TV, all 3 impressive. We got to see him go the distance after 2 stoppages the last couple of times, and we saw he is consistent throughout the 10 rounds. Brings the fight, great shot selection, attacks the body well. He's a handful. You know, he's an ex-world champion for a reason, and he's a handful for any world champion right now. It's, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in a big fight at any point this year.
Liked his patience in this fight. You know, you talked about over and over about the chin of Baez, right? Who's still in it, still physically there. A lot of fighters get frustrated, start making mistakes. Leo never did. Stayed very consistent.
Yeah, no, he had to. I mean, a guy in front of him who was still going to push the pace, push the action. If you let up on Baez at all, he was going to try and take over, and Leo didn't allow that. And that shows you his class. He is world class. He's been a world champion. He wants to be a world champion again. We are going to see him in a world title fight very soon.
And I think when you're in with a durable fighter, I think Leo probably went into this fight already knowing Baez is a durable guy. Be ready for the distance. If the stoppage comes, it comes, but be ready to work and be consistent in every round, and that's what a veteran like Leo does.
Well, they always say never set a pace you cannot keep. However you fight in round number 1, that's how you have to fight in round number 10. Well, stay with us. That's right. Wednesday, April 24th, we are back. Marquez Valle versus Damian Sosa. Valle undefeated 10-0. Damian Sosa much more experienced, 24-2. Trying to make his opponent Valle his 13th knockout. Lucky number for him. Let's see if he can get it done here on ProBox TV. That's right. Join us, ProBox Event Center, Wednesday, April 24th. Whatever you do, don't miss it. Once again, Puerto Rico versus Mexico. It delivered tonight. It will deliver again in 2 weeks. Well, it has been an outstanding night of fights. We told you we'd have some phone booth fights, and that's exactly what we had. Dominic Valle over Angel Vasquez, and Jaycob Gomez staying undefeated in a war against Jose Arellano. Didn't change in our main event. That's right, it went 10 rounds. Angelo Leo pitched a shutout over Eduardo Baez. Another phone booth fight for everyone involved here behind the scenes at ProBox TV. I'm Jimmy Smith. It's been great calling the fights. We'll see you next time.